Hi everyone, it's Top Romance here. Before watching the video, please take 3 seconds to like the video and subscribe to the channel so I can have more motivation to make more quality videos. Thank you very much. I wish you a happy new day. The story begins with the heartfelt words of a beautiful princess, Yu. Bound by the wheel of fate, she slowly opened her large, round eyes and expressed her feelings. In this endlessly flowing time, have you found that person? 500 years ago, a great war broke out between the immortal and demon realms. Finally, the demon tribe was defeated and made a vow. From now on, the realms will not invade each other. All beings will live in peace until, in a large cave, a bright red fire appeared. Small, round, cute creatures hurriedly ran away from the blazing fire within the cave. Unfortunately, Yu was almost hit by a burning branch. Yu startled, her eyes widening. She seemed very surprised. It's on fire. The fire kept blazing. Suddenly, a Taoist priest with a sharp sword at his hip appeared in front of her. Yu thought to herself about this person. Suddenly, he turned back and stared, making her jump a little. Yu was angry. This Taoist has burned our home. Let's run. Then he pinched his thumb and forefinger together and began to cast a spell. A large circle appeared in front of him. Something unexpected seemed to happen, making his face stunned for a moment. Before the Taoist's eyes was a large pot of gold. He exclaimed in surprise, "Oh." He muttered, "These little demons have accumulated quite a bit of wealth." He quickly pulled a bag from his robe and then collected all the gold and silver. The little demon's wealth gradually fell into his hands. Yu frowned, watching her possessions being taken. "Our wealth." She quickly counterattacked by using electric sparks from her blue bracelet. The Taoist was startled when he saw the lightning bolts around him. He uttered, "Lightning." Yu, with a scowling face, used all her strength to attack him. He exclaimed in surprise, "Guru, such great demonic power. This is truly the first time I've encountered this." Yu didn't say a word. She continued trying to defeat him. She retorted, However, her strength had no effect. The Taoist quickly dodged the attack. He seemed to look down on her as she kept saying, Seeing the blue bracelet on her wrist, he quickly drew his sword without hesitation. The Taoist swung his sword towards Yu. The bracelet left her wrist, causing her to cry out, "Ah, my thunder pearl." He gently caught it and asked, "Thunder pearl?" He marveled and exclaimed, "Truly a remarkable treasure." As soon as he finished speaking, the Taoist quickly put it in his bag. Yu scowled and roared, "My thunder pearl, give it back." Seeing her ferocity, he coldly said, "Don't come any closer. I don't want to hurt you." He lightly swung his sword toward Yu. "I'll just tear your fur a little to teach you a lesson." Yu's smooth fur was torn in two. She felt some pain. It turned out that beneath the fur was a beautiful young woman. The Taoist was stunned. A human. Yu glared at him. She stretched out her hands threateningly, but suddenly lost her balance. Yu fell lightly onto the Taoist. He was a bit stunned to see her lying on him. Yu, not at all embarrassed, yelled, "Return the thunder pearl to me." As soon as she finished speaking, she quickly fumbled through his pockets. The Taoist blushed and said, "Hey." He paused thoughtfully, then added, "Mississippi." Yu persistently pressed him. "Where did you hide it?" Suddenly, a large rock fell from the cliff face. The Taoist's face was filled with surprise. He quickly turned around to shield her. Yu's small, pretty head hit the rock hard. "Oh dear," he exclaimed worriedly, "Miss." She didn't respond. Yu had fainted from the pain. The Taoist stood dumbfounded, unsure of what to do. "What should I do now?" Seeing her vulnerability, his heart softened a bit. "I'll have to stay here in my capacity as a Taoist for a while. It wouldn't be right to leave her to die." Having said that, he sheathed his sword. Then, he gently picked her up. He carefully helped Yu up. At that moment, Yu's inner thoughts surfaced. In the darkness, destiny had arranged their meeting. The next day, Yu was sleeping in an unfamiliar room. She slightly narrowed her eyes. That was a deep sleep. Suddenly, she opened her eyes wide with surprise. Yu sat up quietly and looked around. Her face showed a hint of worry. "Where am I?" Seeing the door outside, she thought to herself, "My head is a little dizzy." Just then, the Taoist quietly entered. He carried a bowl of porridge in his hand and softly said, "Miss, you're awake." Yu cried out in alarm. It's you. I remember now. This Taoist burned down our cave and stole our treasures and my thunder pearl." She sat in stunned silence, refusing to answer. Seeing this, the Taoist called out worriedly, "Miss?" He smiled and gently introduced himself. "I am Zhang Naiha." "Who are you, miss? Why were you in the cave?" Yu glared at him. She replied haughtily, "I am Yu. I'm no ordinary person." She proudly declared, "I'm the princess of the Guru Yu." Just then, her small stomach growled with hunger, causing her cheeks to flush crimson. Gurgle, gurgle. Perhaps because her stomach growled like guru, Zhang Naiha couldn't resist teasing her. You mean this guru, miss? Your stomach is rumbling with hunger. Yi was embarrassed. Her cheeks flushed red like a ripe tomato. She stammered. Even a demon gets hungry sometimes. Zhang Naiha replied gently. I thought you might be hungry, so I made some porridge. Seeing the steaming bowl of porridge before her, Yu Yu's eyes widened. Porridge? No wonder it smells so good. It's making my stomach growl. She was so tempted that she quickly swallowed her saliva. But, being cautious, she turned her head away. No, I can't just eat the enemy's food. Zhang Naiha asked in surprise. Aren't you going to eat anything, miss? Yu touched her hungry belly lightly, but her stomach wouldn't listen. It continued to growl, gurgle, 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 making her embarrassed. Not knowing where to hide, she glanced at the bowl of porridge in his hand. That it smells so good. If I don't eat anything, my stomach will keep rumbling. She stared at him, making him a little bewildered. Yu thought to herself, he stole our things, but this Taoist doesn't seem like a bad person. I'm so hungry I'm about to faint. I'm seeing stars. One bite won't hurt, right? She quickly reached out to take the bowl of porridge. Inwardly, Yu thought just one bite. I'll deal with him after I've filled my stomach. Perhaps because she was so hungry, Yu hurriedly slurped down the hot porridge. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Zhang Naiha smiled and said, It seems you were really hungry, Mississippi. Yu sassily demanded more. A while later, the sky turned golden with the bright sunlight. Zhang Naiha's wooden house was nestled deep within a mountainside. Yu wore a baggy shirt. She looked at it and softly hummed in appreciation, swaying back and forth. Is this your clothing? She asked. Zhang Naiha softly replied, yes. He gently added, wear this for now, Mississippi. I never thought I'd bring a girl home. Yu's voice rose that I had clothes in my cave. They're probably all burned up now. She stared at him and asked, You're a Taoist, aren't you? Why did you steal our belongings? His face became thoughtful. Are you truly a guru, Yu? He asked, stepping closer to her. Yu thought as he leaned in. She blushed, and he said, There's no demonic aura. Yu frowned, annoyed. She bit down hard on Zhang Naiha's finger. He cried out in surprise, ow. Looking at his reddened finger, he said, On the contrary, you're quite fierce, but there's no demonic scent at all. Miss, are you a human who wandered into the cave? Yu scowled that I told you. I'm not an ordinary person. I'm the guru Yu princess. Zhang Naiha was speechless. She made a threatening face. Hand over my belongings and the thunder pearl. As soon as she finished speaking, she ran towards him and lunged. I saw you put all our belongings into your chinquan bag. Don't play dumb. He gently took hold of her sleeve. Miss Yu, he replied. Those belongings were plundered by the demons from all over. It's better that I keep them. Yu's face fell that you're not going to return them. He nodded, that's right. Hearing his answer, her face darkened. Furious, Yu kicked at Zhang Naiha. She suddenly lost her balance. Zhang Naiha called out worriedly, Miss Yu. He gently grasped her arm. Yu gasped, Understanding, Zhang Naiha grabbed a cloth and wrapped it tightly around Yu. The blanket was so tight, she could barely breathe. You rotten Taoist, she angrily scolded. He replied softly, I apologize for the offense. If you're immortal, it's best not to have too much involvement with demons. Yu scowled, speechless. Zhang Naiha added, I'm only staying in this room temporarily. If you're all right, I'll take my leave. Yu thought in a panic. Oh no, he's trying to escape. She frowned, thinking, without the thunder pearl, I can't defeat him. What should I do? She looked carefully at his face. Zhang Naiha, is it? I won't let you get away. Yu quickly changed her tone, speaking softly. Master, master. Hearing her call, he turned around. Yu put on a weak expression. Actually, I'm a woman in distress. Her eyes softened that I encountered robbers in the mountains, and I don't remember some things. Thankfully, the guru Yu saved me, so I've been living in their cave. She looked at him with sweet eyes. Yes, master, those demons aren't bad. Zhang Naiha was stunned. Yu looked smug that he's hesitating. Humans always fall for this. Suddenly, Zhang Naiha turned away. Surprising Yu what? She exclaimed. Master, don't run. Yu hurriedly chased after him. Her long robe tripped her up. Yu almost fell and cried out in alarm. Seeing this, Zhang Naiha quickly caught her. Yu. She looked at him with sweet eyes and replied, Daozhong. She added softly, Dao Zhang. Zhang Naihe seemed momentarily dazed as Yu Yu put on a weak expression. Look at me, a frail woman. I don't even have any decent clothes. She widened her eyes at him and added, You can't just leave me, Dao Zhang. Her sweet coaxing seemed to work on him. Zhang Naihe sighed and replied, I have to go down mountain. I'll be back soon. Yu Yu's bright eyes seemed to speak volumes. She exclaimed joyfully, Really? Are you tricking me? Zhang Naihe softly replied, Really? Hearing him say this, Yu Yu felt somewhat reassured. All right, she thought to herself, I'll play along with him for now and lower his guard. As Zhang Naihe descended the mountain, Yu Yu waved cheerfully, Be back soon, she called out. Watching him leave, she scowled. Stinky Taoist. If you dare run off like that, I'll never forgive you, Zhang Naihe. Just then, several guru appeared behind her. They called out, causing Yu Yu to turn around. Yu Yu, they exclaimed joyfully, It's us. She replied happily, You all came. The little gurus ran happily beside her. Yu Yu wants zikao iam Yu Yu. These adorable gurus are my family. It is said that one snowy winter day, when Yu Yu was very small, she was abandoned in the freezing blizzard. She cried out uncomfortably, wah wah. Just then, some little gurus heard her cries. They asked each other, What's that sound? Seeing Yu Yu, they were a bit amazed at a child, a human child. One guru asked, Has so much meat. Can we eat it? The guru beside him yelled, Of course not. All beings live in harmony. How can we eat a child? Look, they're so cute. Yu Yu grabbed onto a guru and cried out, Eat. Ah, she caught me. Yu Yu was very happy. She cheered softly, ah. The gurus were a little taken aback. But she's really adorable, a guru said, gazing at her lovely face. They were incredibly delighted. Her eyes sparkle like stars. Let's take her back to the cave. Back in the present, the gurus asked Yu Yu worriedly, Are you all right? That Taoist burned down our cave. He didn't do anything to you, did he? Yu Yu softly replied, I'm fine. The gurus spoke one after another. Why did a Taoist come and chase us away out of the blue? Was it because of that candy theft? We were too harsh this time. I told you we should have left some. Stealing all the candy in the entire city was a bit much, the elder guru said. But the Lantern Festival is coming soon. We shouldn't cause any trouble during this time. It's better to avoid conflict. Yu Yu asked cluelessly, Lantern Festival. The elder guru replied calmly, Yes, the Lantern Festival. It's on the 15th, and it only happens once a year. It's extremely important to the people on the mountain. Just then, a little guru from behind the door said, Elder, that Taoist went down the mountain. The little guru added worriedly, That Taoist went down the mountain. We were afraid he'd discover us, so we didn't dare go too close. The little guru's voice echoed through the house that we've searched this entire place inside and out. Except for these noodles, there's nothing here. The elder guru frowned. What if he runs off with all our belongings? Yu Yu interrupted. He promised me he'd be back before nightfall. The elder guru was astonished. What? Can his words be trusted? Yu Yu's expression showed uncertainty that I don't know either. She frowned. But if he dares to trick me and just leaves without coming back? The elder guru mused, so what do you plan to do? Yu Yu, brimming with confidence, replied, He definitely has the Thunder Pearl hidden on him. He doesn't know the Thunder Pearl's secret. It self-detonates. The image of Zhang Naihe in pain flashed in her mind. I just need to recite the incantation, and he'll explode into dust. The elder guru praised her. As expected of Yu Yu, we definitely can't let him go. Yu Yu said, but there's only one Thunder Pearl. Once it explodes, it's gone. It's a waste to use it on that Taoist. Remembering Zhang Naihe, she added, It's better to find a way to approach him and get back our assets and the Thunder Pearl. A little while later, under the shade of a lush green tree, the elder guru said to Yu Yu, We need to go and set up the new cave. Are you sure you won't come with us? She cheerfully replied, Don't worry about me. She added excitedly, I'll bring back your assets and the Thunder Pearl. Meanwhile, under a cloudy sky at the foot of the hill, Zhang Naihe walked silently along a deserted road. Suddenly, the trees beside him rustled. Zhang Naihe frowned, his hand resting lightly on his sword. Seeing the demon appear, he said, You disguised yourself as a human. Not bad. The demon smirked. Don't be nervous. I'm just saying hello. Now's not the time for us to fight. Hearing the demon's vile words, Zhang Naihe's expression darkened. Several black crows appeared. As dusk settled, Zhang Naihe returned to his small house. He saw Yu asleep by the stairs, waiting for him. A wave of emotion washed over him. Even in her sleep, she murmured, "Explode, explode." Perhaps it was her adorable demeanor, but he found himself momentarily captivated. Hearing him call her name, Yu slowly opened her eyes. I waited so long, I fell asleep without realizing it. Zhang Naihe smiled. I'm back. Seeing Zhang Naihe before her, Yu blushed. Zhang Naihe is finally back. He asked curiously, what were you saying about exploding just now? Yu looked away. In nothing. She thought to herself, if you hadn't come back, I would have blown you to smithereens. Rubbing her eyes, she continued thinking, but since you found your way back, forget it. It's a shame. I really wanted to see you explode. He called out, come inside. I brought you something. Hearing this, Yu's face lit up with surprise. The lamplight glowed warmly behind the gate. Yu held the bag Zhang Naihe brought her, her face beaming with delight. This is for me? He replied softly, yes. See if you like it. Yu slowly opened the bag and saw a beautiful pink garment. Delighted, she exclaimed, clothes. Zhang Naihe smiled. I don't know much about these things. I just bought the best one in town. Yu stammered, flustered. She stopped abruptly. That I should say thank you, shouldn't I? Not long after opening the bag, Yu's stomach rumbled with hunger. Embarrassed, she could only let out a small, Zhang Naihe said gently, you haven't eaten anything all day, have you? He looked at the bag and added, there's a box of pastries in there. Yu's eyes widened. These are for me too. Inside the box were delicious-looking pastries. Yu exclaimed, they're so cute. Zhang Naihe replied softly, He raised a finger and added, a while ago, there was a robbery in the city and all the honey cakes were stolen. So now the price of these pastries has doubled because she and her companions were the culprits. She startled, imagining him smiling as he added, the Lantern Festival is coming soon. Let's not have any more incidents. Yu replied, her cheeks flushing. It really was because of this. As he left, Zhang Naihe reminded her, it's getting dark. I'm in the next room. You should rest early too, Yu. Yu replied with wide eyes. She gently picked up the dress. This material feels so soft. It didn't stop there. Yu also ate the pastries that Zhang Naihe had brought back himself. These smell wonderful. As she brought a pastry to her lips, Yu's eyes widened in surprise. She chewed with delight. So sweet. Suddenly, Yu realized something. This isn't right. He stole all of our possessions. She frowned. That money could have bought so many pastries and clothes. Yu tossed the last pastry into her mouth, chewing thoughtfully. I can't be so easily bribed. That night, while Zhang Naihe was cultivating in his room, Yu stood outside, peeking in stealthily. The room next door and mine are exactly the same. This must just be a temporary stop. She strained to see through the crack in the door. He must be carrying those treasures with him. Glep inside. Just then, Zhang Naihe opened his eyes. Yu jumped, quickly making her escape. Gotta run, gotta run. The next morning, as the birds chirped, Yu had changed into her new clothes. She admired herself happily. This outfit is so beautiful, but I won't obediently listen to him. A little while later, she rummaged around, finding some spoiled rice in the house. Then she lit a fire and started cooking. Yu thought with glee, everything is going according to plan. A short time later, Yu quietly entered Zhang Naihe's room, carrying a bowl of red porridge. She said sweetly, good morning, Dao Zhang. Seeing Yu, he turned and replied softly, good morning, Miss Yu. Zhang Naihe quickly hid his chinkoan bag inside his robe. Yu narrowed her eyes, thinking, the chinkoan bag. He really is keeping it on him. He asked curiously, do you need something, miss? Yu replied brightly, the clothes you bought me are so beautiful, Dao Zhang. See how lovely I look in them. I specially made porridge to thank you. As she brought the steaming bowl of porridge closer to him, Yu added, but I was so hungry. I already ate 2 bowls, so I only have this essence broth left for you. Zhang Naihe asked, bewildered, why is it this color? Yu smiled and said, because I added amaranth. She explained casually, there's some growing nearby. Not only is the color beautiful and the aroma pleasant, but it's also good for your health. She quickly offered it to him. This is a small token of my appreciation, Dao Zhang. Please try it. Zhang Naihe looked a little worried, seemingly understanding her intentions. He quickly declined that I don't want to eat right now. Ignoring whether he wanted it or not, Yu continued to try and feed him. Just 1 bite. The broth is warm and perfect. 1 bite and you'll want more. Zhang Naiha still firmly refused, and oh need, Miss Yu. She persisted just one bite, Dao Zhang. At that moment, the colorful porridge spilled onto Zhang Naiha's clothes, leaving him looking quite messy. Yu exclaimed with feigned distress, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Dao Zhang. I wasn't careful and my hand slipped." She quickly pulled a handkerchief from her sleeve. "Let me wipe it for you." Taking this opportunity, Yu rummaged through his belongings. It was there, the universe bag. Her eyes lit up, not giving her the chance. Zhang Naiha quickly grabbed her wrist. Seeing him, she said, "No need, no need." He hurriedly left, saying, "Let me handle this myself." Yu was taken aback, thinking what a good opportunity it was. She called out, "Sir, take off your clothes. I'll wash them for you." Zhang Naiha coldly replied, "No need." Yu still tried to hold on to the Taoist. Seeing him hurriedly leave, she curiously asked, "Where are you going?" He coldly replied, "Young lady, don't follow me." Yu frowned, biting her handkerchief. "The more you tell me not to follow, the more I will." A moment later, at a fresh stream, Zhang Naiha gently bathed. He slowly stepped down into the water. Yu peeked at him from afar, slightly dazed, target acquired. Yu blushed, seeing Zhang Naiha's strong physique. She thought, good thing he hasn't taken everything off yet. Although a human body isn't anything much to look at, but as gurus, we should still have some shame. Her cheeks grew redder and redder. What is this sparkling feeling? Yu continued to gaze at Zhang Naiha. Such long, silky hair, and also, she tried to calm her thoughts, and oh, no, not handsome at all. Elder Guru's husband is still more handsome. Suddenly, Yu spotted his clothes. "His clothes are over there." She quietly stood up, "I'll go find the universe bag." Don't get distracted. Yu quickly grabbed his robe and then fumbled around. She leaned over. Suddenly, Yu grasped something. "I think I've got it," she exclaimed excitedly. Yu hurriedly grabbed the robe. Suddenly, at this moment, Zhang Naiha's voice startled her. "Yu, young lady?" Yu looked up in a daze. A man with long white hair and a muscular physique, wearing a robe that revealed his chest, appeared and asked, "Young lady, what are you doing?" Yu panicked, having been discovered. She grabbed the robe and ran. "Never mind, run first." The man called after her, "Yu, young lady." He was wading in the water as Yu ran away. Following the cliff face, she slipped. He shouted, "Careful!" Yu fell backward with a gasp and plunged into the water. I can't swim." But Yu was pulled up by him. She stared in surprise, her eyes wide. After surfacing, Yu watched her clothes float away. "Oh, my clothes. My clothes are floating away." But the man said, "Never mind the clothes. The water here is deep and the current is strong." Yu struggled, "I have to get them back." It seemed Yu slipped from his grasp. "Careful." He was also taken by surprise. Yu quickly grabbed his collar. They were both pulled underwater. In an instant, he held Yu tightly and pulled her up. Yu seemed exhausted. He told her, "Hold on tight to me, don't move." Yu obediently lay in his arms, "I won't move anymore." She nuzzled her head against his shoulder and thought to herself, "So he actually saved me. This feels strange." Their skin was pressed close together. Yu blushed. "This seems to be the first time I've been this close to someone." "Oh, that's not right," she asked in confusion. "That night, how did you carry me out of the cave?" He replied with surprise, "I just carried you out like this." Yu squirmed against him and said, "You idiot." He continued to carry her as he walked towards shallower water. "My lady, do you want to get down?" Yu blushed and squirmed, and oh, "Carry me to the shore. I am afraid of the water." He asked, surprised, "Oh, then why were you squirming?" Yu stammered, I think my foot touched something." It moved. I think it was Zhang Naiha. Suddenly, a fish jumped up. Yu cried out in surprise, "A fish." She then struggled free from Zhang Naiha and promptly sank beneath the water. He called out anxiously, "Yu, my lady." Later, Yu was brought ashore. She lay motionless, thinking to herself, "Such a failure. Not only did I not get the universe bag, but he saved me twice. Or was it 3 times? What am I going to do now?" Zhang Naiha sat beside her. "Yu, my lady?" "Yu, me lady." Hearing his voice, Yu kept her eyes tightly shut, and "Oh, no, don't call me. I'm dead." Zhang Naiha called out, but didn't see Yu react. With a worried expression, he tentatively placed his hand on her face. He continued to call her, "Yu, my lady," then touched her face. Yu thought, endure. Don't ask why I took your clothes. Don't ask why I couldn't stand up in water that only came up to my waist. I'm dead." He continued to observe her closely. Why is the lady's face so red? And such slender fingers. He leaned closer to Yu Yu and wondered aloud, should I give her mouth to mouth? Hearing this, Yu Yu opened her eyes and mouth to mouth. She covered his mouth with her hand, pushed him away, and sat up, coughing repeatedly. I'm awake, awake. She looked at him with wary suspicion. It's all the same, even if I'm in my human form. He asked, Yu Yu, my lady? While Yu Yu worriedly wondered, does kissing lead to pregnancy? He continued to call after her, Yu Yu, my lady? Yu Yu thought miserably, that's not right. We're human children anyway. No, now's not the time to think about this. How should I explain the theft? I need to find an excuse. That's it. She thought she'd found a solution. Dao Zhang. But he had vanished. Yu Yu was startled. Where is he? Where did he go? Yu Yu ran around looking for him. Zhang Naihe was standing nearby. I retrieved your clothes. Luckily, they hadn't drifted too far. Hearing this, Yu Yu froze in surprise. He turned to her and asked, Yu Yu, my lady, your clothes? Seeing this, Yu Yu forced a smile that, oh, my clothes. I was going to wash them for you, Dao Zhang. Hearing this, Zhang Naihe paused for a moment, then turned to leave. Let's go back. Yu Yu was annoyed. That's it? That's not very satisfying. You're leaving, but I'm not ready yet. Suddenly, Yu Yu tripped. Ouch. Dao Zhang. My shoes were swept away by the water. My foot is hurt too. She extended a hand towards him that I can't walk anymore. Zhang Naihe pondered for a moment. Then he handed her a stick and said, Zhang Naihe is asleep now. Yu Yu, holding the stick, fumed, then snapped it in half. She went over to Zhang Naihe, sprawled on the ground, and tugged at his robes that I'm so weak I can't walk anymore. After a while, Zhang Naihe resigned himself to carrying Yu Yu on his back. Yu Yu took the opportunity to slip her hand inside his robe. The Taoist priest grumbled, annoyed, telling her not to touch him. There's nothing inside, Yu Yu said, even more delighted. That night, a sneeze was heard from outside. Yu Yu sat bundled up in blankets in her room. The plan failed, she said, flopping over like a roly-poly toy. Darn it. At least I managed to annoy that Zhang Naihe a little. After he returned, he didn't say a word and went straight to the next room. The moon was bright outside. A hand gently pushed the door open. Zhang Naihe was sound asleep, one hand propping up his head. Yu peeked inside. That he's asleep, huh? Zhang Naihe is asleep. Yu stood outside, looking into the room, then tiptoed inside. She approached Zhang Naihe's bedside and waved her hand in front of his face, but there was no reaction. That he's really asleep, huh? Zhang Naihe was fast asleep. Yu stared at him intently, then reached out and touched him. I wonder if he's hiding my treasure on his person. But he quickly rolled over to the other side. Yu sat up in alarm, startled that is he awake. She cautiously peeked through one eye. Seeing that Zhang Naihe was still sound asleep, she gently brushed his hair aside. As she carefully moved closer, Zhang Naihe suddenly rolled back over, bringing their faces close together. Yu, shocked, quickly backed away. Stinky Taoist priest. She then picked up a water jar from the corner of the room and walked towards him. Standing before him, Yu hesitated, then put the jar down and walked away. Considering you saved me and carried me back, I'll spare your head this time. Then she left the room. Zhang Naihe kept his eyes tightly shut. After Yu was gone, he opened his eyes, lost in thought. Early the next morning, Yu woke up and stretched, having slept until the sun was high in the sky. She opened the door and ran right into Zhang Naihe. He stood outside and said, "Good morning, Miss Yu." "Good morning, Taoist priest," she replied. She thought to herself, he probably doesn't know about last night, right? Zhang Naihe seemed preoccupied. He looked downcast. Seeing this, Yu was surprised. Why does he always try to act so aloof? She smiled and asked, "Did you sleep well last night, Taoist priest?" But Zhang Naihe turned away and said, "Your clothes are dry. Please put them on. I made some porridge and put it on the table in your room." Yu glared at the water jar on the table. Zhang Naihe is an idiot. She went to the table. What's in the porridge? Ginger. Yu's expression was displeased. "I hate ginger the most, but ginger can dispel cold." Did he hear me sneeze? She was just about to take a sip of the porridge when she heard a voice call out, "Miss Yu, I have to go down the mountain." Yu panicked. "Wait, you can't. I want to go with you." She frantically chased after Zhang Naihe. He was nowhere to be seen. "Don't tell me you're running off again." Yu stood dumbfounded in front of the trees. "I haven't given you permission to leave yet." She walked barefoot, step by step, until she stopped, panting. How can he run so fast? I lost sight of him in just a short while. I'm so tired and hungry. I should have finished the porridge before chasing after him. Suddenly, there was a rustling sound from the bushes. Yu was startled. What was that sound? A wolf lunged at Yu, startling her. Oh no, a wild beast, she screamed, but the wolf suddenly collapsed. Yu raised both hands, and lightning shot out. Yu's knees were scraped. The thunder pearl isn't in my hands. The wolf is still coming toward her. I'm doomed. Yu closed her eyes, about to be eaten. Zhang Naiha, even as a ghost, I won't let you off. But something whizzed by, making the wolf disappear. Frightened, Yu peeked open one eye and saw Zhang Naiha appear. Miss Yu, are you alright? Yu was stunned, tears welling up in her eyes before she burst into sobs. Zhang Naiha, you jerk. Zhang Naiha looked at the scrapes on her legs. Are you injured, miss? Yu continued to cry. He then walked away. Wait a moment, there are some herbs nearby. He returned with some leaves and applied them to Yu's legs. These are medicinal herbs. Yu winced in pain. Seeing this, Zhang Naiha placed a strawberry in her mouth. This is a wild strawberry, very sweet. Yu held the strawberry in her mouth, staring at him intently. The two gazed into each other's eyes. Yu's heart seemed to skip a beat. She sniffled. You tricked me, she said after eating the strawberry. It's clearly a little sour. Zhang Naiha paused, then took out a necklace. Seeing it, Yu was stunned. Zhang Naiha said, I was wrong. This is your protective treasure, isn't it? I'm returning it to you. Yu stared, reached out towards the thunder pearl, then snatched it and tucked it away. She clutched it tightly, giving him a wary look. Then she made gestures imitating a wild beast. Zhang Naiha was surprised, while Yu continued her fierce display. Where's our gold? Hand it over, she demanded. Zhang Naiha replied, Why do you gurus hoard so much gold? Yu retorted, We just like shiny, golden things. Zhang Naiha smiled. I do too. Yu was taken aback. She shrieked. Shameless thief. Zhang Naiha questioned, Tell me, where did you get that gold? Yu stammered. Never mind that. You can't steal our gold anyway. She wore the thunder pearl on her hand. Hand over the gold. Zhang Naiha then held out a few more strawberries. Yu stared dumbfounded. Strawberries? She knelt down. Ouch. Then she collapsed forward. Zhang Naiha quickly caught her. The strawberries fell to the ground, squashed. Zhang Naiha said, What a pity. I was going to bring these strawberries for you. Miss Yu clung to him. Her legs were numb and stinging, unable to stand. Could she have been so frightened by the beast that her legs gave way? She wrapped her arms around his neck and said, I can't walk anymore. It's all your fault. You have to carry me back. Zhang Naiha then lifted her up. All right, hold on tight. Yu complied. You don't need to hold on so tight. This isn't in the water. I won't drop you. Yu nuzzled her head against him. A while later, they returned to the house. We're here, Naiha said, but Yu requested, carry me to my room. Naiha asked in a low voice, Are your legs feeling any better? Yu clung tightly to him. It hurts. It hurts so much. Suddenly, there was a noise. Zhang Naiha noticed it. A red-haired man appeared and walked towards them. Look what we have here. I didn't know you were interested in women. Zhang Naiha held Yu tightly. Yu was startled when she saw the red-haired man. Is this a demon? He emerged from the bushes, radiating demonic energy. A demon appearing in broad daylight. It seemed Zhang Naiha and he knew each other. Then he disappeared and reappeared near the two of them. Oh, it's a little girl. Yu bristled. Who are you calling a little girl? She took out her thunder pearl. Seeing this, he scoffed at, a little girl who likes to play rough. Hearing this, Zhang Naiha put Yu down. Miss Yu, wait here. I'll take him away. Be careful. Yu was alarmed. In an instant, the two of them disappeared. Yu called out in shock, Zhang Naiha. He was gone in the blink of an eye. She stood up and looked around. Zhang Naiha, he'll be back soon, right? Dusk began to fall. The sky turned a fiery red. Yu stood on the porch, resting her chin in her hand, waiting. Then she lay down. Zhang Naiha emerged from the trees. Seeing him, Yu sat up and called, Zhang Naiha. She ran to him. He said, Miss Yu, it's time to say goodbye. Yu was stunned. I have to leave. You should go back too. Yu asked, Where are you going? But Naiha stopped her. Don't ask, and don't follow me. Although you're with demons, you're not a bad person. It's been a long time since I've met someone as bright and interesting as you. But don't be too fussy. Yu was distraught. What? Is this goodbye? He really wants to leave? How can he just leave like this? Zhang Naiha turned and walked away. If he leaves, where will I find him? Hearing her call, he turned around. You can't go. Yu clasped her hands together. My gold. You haven't returned my gold yet. Hearing this, Zhang Naiha paused, then said sadly, I'm sorry. I can't return your gold. Goodbye. Then he left, his figure gradually disappearing into the deep forest. Yu stood there, devastated, calling after him, Zhang Naiha. Dusk settled. Zhang Naiha was gone. I feel so lost. Because of the gold? Or something else? I don't really understand my own feelings. The elder, standing on a nearby cliff, called to Yu. She was lost in thought, her chin resting in her hand. Elder, he said, you're spacing out again. These past few days, you've been distracted ever since you came back. Yu murmur, my gold, it's all gone. The elder consoled her. Let it go. Gold isn't candy. You can't eat it. Yu remained listless, her chin in her hand. But I have a strange feeling. My heart is uneasy. The elder asked in surprise. Could it be that our Yu has grown up? I was planning to wait 2 more years before going down the mountain to find you a husband. Do you like them tall or short, thin or plump? Yu was taken aback. The elder continued. That Zhang Naiha, we can't beat him. We might as well find someone who looks like him for you. Yu exclaimed angrily, Elder, Zhang Naiha. It's all because of that Zhang Naiha. She was lost in dark thoughts. What if Zhang Naiha is afraid we'll cause trouble? We're going down the mountain to make a big scene. We'll shake things up. The elder questioned, are you sure, Yu? When will we act? Yu pondered, let me think about it. Elder, I'm going for a walk, Yu said. She then wrapped a scarf around her head and strolled through the forest, lost in thought, gazing into the distance. Actually, the human settlements aren't too far. I sometimes see them from afar, but I've never interacted with them much. No one in the city has ever heard of this Taoist Zhang Naiha. Where did he come from? Suddenly, 2 men approached, noticing her. Hey brother, look, there's a girl. They carried weapons and looked like bandits. They stared at Yu. Judging by her figure, she seems to be a beauty, and her clothes are made of fine material. Where did such a beauty come from in these deep mountains? She couldn't be a demon in disguise, could she? Who cares? The officials have been cracking down lately. We haven't been able to rob anything. We might as well kidnap her. Yu's eyes flashed with anger. Bring out the thunder pearl. This lady is in a bad mood. You bunch of robbers are asking for a beating. Bolts of lightning zapped the bandits, sending them scattering. Behind them, a group of people on horseback followed a man. Master, those bandits are heading that way. Go and see what's happening, the man ordered. They rode closer and saw the bandits fighting with Yu. Why is there a woman? One of the men exclaimed. Stop, he shouted. Seeing the newcomers, the bandits immediately ran away. Run. Yu was annoyed and frustrated. The man approached her from behind. Miss, are you all right? Yu turned around in surprise. Huh? The man continued to approach. Miss, who are you? Why are you alone in these deep mountains? Yu thought to herself, he's just a passerby. It's best to avoid too much contact with humans. She decided to make an excuse. Thank you, I'm fine. Seeing she still wouldn't turn around, he said, Miss, don't be afraid. I'm not suspicious. I'm Xiao Ming, the newly appointed magistrate of Shushan City. He smiled. It's dangerous to travel alone, Mississippi. There seem to be demons in these mountains. Xiao Ming continued. Whose daughter are you, miss? Let me take you home. Yu still didn't turn around, thinking, magistrate? He's an official in the city. I need to find a way to get out of here. Xiao Ming said, Miss, don't be too frightened. My men are chasing those bandits, and I've invited a Taoist priest to exterminate the demons in the mountains. Hearing this, Yu was startled. A Taoist priest? She turned around, stammering that. Xiao Ming saw her face and was stunned. Flustered, Yu said, Oh, are there really demons? How scary. Xiao Ming reassured her, No, it's all right. Don't be afraid, Mississippi. The demons won't dare to cause any more trouble. I've invited a Taoist priest back to the city. Yu hesitantly turned away. Dado. Xiao Ming asked again, Where's your home, miss? I'll take you back. Yu was flustered. I have such a headache. I can't remember anything. Xiao Ming was alarmed. Could it be that those bandits frightened you so badly? Yu started to cry. Boo-hoo. Xiao Ming comforted her. Miss, come with me back to the city first. Yu replied shyly. My mind is so confused right now. I don't have any strength left. Xiao Ming ordered one of his men. Give your horse to this young lady. The subordinate obeyed. Yes, sir. Yu then sat on the horse, led by Xiao Ming's subordinate, and rode alongside him. This is the perfect reaction. So I just went into the city like that. Back at the mansion. Master, you're back. Yu stood outside the gate. Who is this young lady? Xiao Ming ordered his servants. Prepare a guest room for her. Send someone to inquire around the city to see if any family has lost their daughter. His subordinates replied, Yes, sir. Yu gratefully said, Thank you. They gaped at her face, their mouths agape. All right, Xiao Ming said, Young lady, please go and rest first. As Yu turned to leave, she overheard some gossip that my goodness. Just now, there was a Taoist priest as handsome as a celestial being, and now there's a young lady as beautiful as a fairy. Yu was surprised. That a fairy? Are they talking about me? The Taoist priest. Could it be Zhang Naiha? She followed a servant inside. The young lady will stay in this room. Please come in, the servant said. Let me take your cloak? You looked around at oh, this is it. I came into the city without any preparations. I wonder what will happen next. Suddenly, the servant took her hand. Such soft hands. Yu was startled. Why are you holding my hand? The servant said, just by looking, I can tell you're a pampered child. To have encountered bandits, such misfortune. A few other servants peeked in from outside and asked, young lady, do you really not remember anything? Your family must be worried. This place is very safe. Reassured, Yu thought, my understanding of humans mostly comes from the elder stories. Aside from that, I've rarely had direct contact with them. Being around so many people for the first time, she worried, will I be exposed? The head servant instructed, all right, prepare the things for receiving guests. Don't disturb her any further. The servants respectfully replied, yes, head servant. As they left, someone announced, the Taoist priest has returned. Hearing this, Yu was startled. The Taoist priest. I'll finally know if it's the Taoist priest I'm looking for. Zhang Naiha stood in the courtyard that you've worked hard today, Taoist priest. He turned in surprise, seeing Yu, and smiled in greeting. Then Xiaoming approached and called out, Taoist priest. Zhang Naiha replied, Magistrate Xiao. Xiaoming smiled that you've been working so hard lately, helping me with so much. Zhang Naiha humbly replied, you're too kind. I'm happy to assist you with organizing this lantern festival. Xiaoming said enthusiastically, I won't let your hard work go to waste. But Taoist priest, will you accept gold, or would you like to exchange it for? Yu, standing behind them, spoke up, gold again. Zhang Naiha looked flustered. Yu covered her mouth, giggling. Xiaoming was taken aback. Do you two know each other? He asked. Both of them quickly denied it. Say no. Xiaoming forced a smile that I encountered this young lady in the mountains. She was frightened by bandits and doesn't remember anything, so she's staying here for the time being. If you have any information, Taoist priest, please let me know. It would help her find her family quickly. Zhang Naiha looked thoughtful, while Yu sneered inwardly. So it really is Zhang Naiha, pretending not to know me? Fine. Let's see how long you can keep up this act. That evening, a servant brought dinner. Here's your dinner, young lady. Yu sat on the bed. Time for dinner. She went to the table excitedly. That tea smells delicious. What is it? Seeing the servant smile, she said, thank you. I can eat by myself. You can go back to your work. The servant complied. Yes, I'll come back later to clear the table. Watching the servant leave, Yu thought, I have to be careful in the human realm. She looked at the dinner on the table. Yu started eating with her chopsticks. The food was delicious. After a while, she was full and very happy. That night, the moon was bright outside. Yu sat by the window. This room was so big. She decided to stay here for now, not knowing where Zhang Naiha was. This time, she wouldn't let him get away. Suddenly, two demon beasts flew in, calling for Yu. She looked up. Everyone's here. After they entered the room, they questioned her. Yu, how did you get into the city? It's a good thing we saw the mark you left in the forest, so we could find you. Yu replied, I'm sorry for worrying you. Tell the elder that I've found Zhang Naiha. I have to stay in the city for a while. They asked, are you sure you'll be all right on your own? What about that Taoist priest? Yu took out the Thunder Pearl. Don't worry, I have the Thunder Pearl. Ordinary people can't defeat me. This time, I'll definitely make him hand over the gold. They said, Yu, you're more important to us than gold. You must be careful. Yu, stunned, replied, I know. You are my most important family. Then the two beasts left. That we're going now. We'll be waiting for you to come back. Good luck, Yu. Yu stood by the window and waved goodbye. Good luck. The next day, the head servant came and called, young lady, you still need some clothes to change into. I prepared some for you. Yu, holding a fan in her hand, said, thank you. The maids gossiped amongst themselves. This young lady is so beautiful and so delicate and gentle. She must be some nobleman's daughter. Hearing this, Yu smiled, pleased that her disguise was successful. Elsewhere, Zhang Naiha was by the bridge over the lake. He was lost in thought when Yu approached and called, Taoist priest. Naiha greeted her, young lady. Yu said, Taoist priest, you look so familiar. Have we met before? Zhang Naiha walked past her, looking distressed. Surprised, she thought, ignoring me? How dare he? Zhang Naiha forced a laugh. Young lady, haven't you lost your memory? How could you remember meeting me? As soon as I saw you, Taoist priest, I felt like I remembered something. Zhang Naiha was suspicious. Then try to remember where your home is and how you got here. Just then, Xiaoming waved and called, Taoist priest. Young lady, what a coincidence that you're both here. Young lady, are you feeling better? Have you remembered anything? Yu Yu stammered, thank you for your concern. Zhang Naiha also seemed expectant. Xiao Ming said, young lady, there's no rush. Take your time. Yu Yu hesitated. I think I remember something. Hearing this, Zhang Naiha became thoughtful, while Xiao Ming asked, what do you remember? Yu Yu smiled, I like candy. Xiao Ming sighed, remembering that doesn't seem very helpful. Yu Yu sadly agreed, that's true. Xiao Ming comforted her, young lady, don't be sad. Eating candy is a small thing. Who knows, maybe after eating some candy, you'll remember something else. I'll have someone go buy some. Yu Yu looked at him with admiration. Magistrate Xiao, you are truly a very kind person. Xiao Ming scratched his head, embarrassed, and chuckled. Then Zhang Naiha said to him, Magistrate, it's time for your patrol. Xiao Ming suddenly remembered, oh, that's right. Then the two of them left. Xiao Ming turned back and waved to Yu Yu. Young lady, please feel at ease staying here. If you need anything, you can find head servant Zhang. Naiha left, lost in thought and looking cold. Yu Yu stood there, dazed, thinking, he's avoiding me again. I have a feeling that something is strange about Zhang Naiha. It was quite suspicious when a box of candy was brought to her later. Yu Yu picked up a piece of candy. Magistrate Xiao actually sent fruit candies. She immediately popped it in her mouth, then delightedly exclaimed, sweet. Seeing the two maids standing behind her, she offered, do you want to eat some too? The two maids smiled. They then also took candy from Yu Yu, not forgetting to thank her that it's really delicious. The two stood beside Yu Yu. Speaking of which, our Magistrate Xiao is truly enthusiastic. He's young, but also quite handsome. Before Taoist priest Naiha arrived, Magistrate Xiao was the most popular. Yu Yu then asked, where did Taoist priest Naiha come from? The two maids, chewing on their candy, replied, we don't know. Do you know? One asked the other. The other maid answered, no. The Taoist priest is helping Magistrate Xiao prepare for the Lantern Festival. He's staying in the courtyard at the front. He leaves early every morning and returns late at night. Although he's gentle with everyone, he always feels somewhat unapproachable. Perhaps that's how immortals are. Hearing this, Yu Yu mused, an immortal? Don't be fooled by his appearance. He's staying in the courtyard right at the front. That night, Yu Yu disguised herself and went to the front courtyard. That was the courtyard where Zhang Naiha was staying. Yu Yu stood outside the courtyard, peering in. All the lights are off. It's so quiet. Everyone must be asleep by now. Zhang Naiha must be asleep too, right? Yu Yu was lurking behind the wall when suddenly a voice rang out. What are you doing here? Yu Yu was startled. The voice was Zhang Naiha's, and he appeared right behind her. Zhang Naiha. He seemed surprised as well. Young lady Yu Yu? Yu Yu was taken aback. Yes, oh, you recognize me now. Zhang Naiha questioned, what are you doing in the city? Yu Yu pouted at I came because I wanted to. Is it any of your business? Naiha conceded, all right. As long as you don't come to ruin things, I'll pretend I don't know you. Yu Yu is annoyed that you'll pretend you don't know me. You still owe me. Before she could finish her sentence, he covered her mouth. A couple was chasing each other nearby. Don't run. Don't run anymore. Zhang Naiha pulled Yu Yu into his arms and hid behind a bush. Yu Yu's heart was pounding. So close. She was so close she could hear his heartbeat that I can hardly breathe, Zhang. Naiha pushed her head down and signaled her to be quiet. The young man nearby was pleading with the young woman, there's only the two of us here. Is there anything we can't talk about? The young woman, with tears in her eyes, said angrily, then tell me, what's your relationship with Xiao Tue? He immediately protested. That's a false accusation. Xiao Tue and I are innocent. Zhang Naiha and Yu Yu listened silently. Are they arguing? The young woman raged. Who would believe your nonsense? I won't listen. You have to believe me. Do you want me to cut out my heart to show you? You're the only one in my heart. The young woman asked, really? He replied, really? Yu Yu observed the two, huh? Something seems off about this atmosphere. The young woman said, then say it again. I'll accept it. I say it 100 times every day. Yu Yu felt a thrill that they're getting closer. Are they going to? The young man began, in my heart. Zhang Naiha, from behind, covered Yu Yu's eyes with his hand. Then the couple kissed passionately. Naiha pulled Yu Yu down. She asked in surprise, what are you doing? Naiha reminded her, there are some things you shouldn't see. Yu Yu retorted, I didn't do it on purpose. Naiha was about to say something, but the young lady was watching intently. Yao Yao defended him, saying, there's nothing there. Suddenly, the two people heard something. Yao Yao and Naihi were startled. Then Naihi stood up and pretended to cough. The two people saw him and respectfully addressed him, Taoist priest Naihi. Naihi replied, it's getting late. I was just about to return to my room. Please, Taoist priest. Yao Yao remained hidden behind the bushes. That was close. If I'd been discovered, it would have been a big problem. It's a good thing Zhang Nai he helped me. He really is a strange person. The next morning, Yao Yao stood outside. Although she hadn't slept well all night, her spirits were high. Zhang Nai, he has to go out during the day. How should I approach him? Magistrate Xiao. Greetings, Magistrate Xiao. The candy was delicious. Thank you. Xiao Ming forced a smile. Young lady Yao Yao, you're too kind. I'll be going to the Lantern Festival with the Taoist priest later. They sell candy there. Would you like me to bring anything back for you, young lady? Hearing this, Yao Yao feigned surprise that, oh, could I go along? Just then, Zhang Nai he arrived. Xiao Ming greeted him. Taoist priest, I apologize for keeping you waiting. Yao Yao raised her hand and spoke up. Taoist priest. Zhang Nai, he looked startled to see her. Young lady, why are you here? Xiao Ming quickly explained. The young lady said she wanted to go out and see if she could remember anything. Yao Yao smiled that I specifically changed into men's clothing so it would be easier to go out. Let's go, Taoist priest. Nai he seemed flustered. Then they went out together. Let's go to the streets. Outside, the young women were in a flurry. Taoist priest. That's Taoist priest, Nai he. Taoist priest. Taoist priest. Yao Yao followed behind, muttering, he's really popular, huh? Then their attention shifted to her. Who's that little boy? Yao Yao thought to herself, I'm not bad either. A sweet fragrance wafted through the air. Oh, what is this? She approached a stall by the road and asked, what is this? The stall owner replied, sugar painting. Where this needle lands, I'll draw a sugar painting of that figure for you. Want to give it a spin? Yao Yao was curious, but I don't have any money. Then she called out, Taoist priest Nai, I want to buy that. Nai let out a surprised, oh. Then the stall owner said, all done. Thank you. The two of them watched anxiously. Which one will it land on? Yao Yao murmured, Little Joy Magpie? Little Joy Magpie? Stop, stop. I want the Little Joy Magpie. Nai sighed. Then the stall owner announced, it stopped. You spun a pair of Joy Magpies. Yao Yao exclaimed excitedly, wow. The stall owner handed her 2 candy figures. Here are your freshly made sugar paintings. Yao Yao couldn't hide her delight. They're so big. I'm so happy. Nai looked at her and smiled. A moment later, Xiao Ming announced, we've arrived at the Spirit Tower. This is the center of the Lantern Festival. Every 15 years, on the night of the full moon, the treasure at the top of the tower glows. That's why Shushan City holds the Lantern Festival every 15 years. Yao Yao was surprised. There's really a treasure. Nai explained, it said that 500 years ago, there was a great battle between immortals and demons. This is a treasure that fell into the human realm from that time. Xiao Ming smiled. That's right. There's a luminous pearl at the top of the tower. The Spirit Tower is also protected by divine power. Suddenly, someone called out to Xiao Ming, Magistrate, please come over here for a moment. Xiao Ming excused himself. Oh, all right. Nai then addressed Yao Yao. Young lady Yao Yao, the city is quite interesting. Once you've had your fun, you should head back. Yao Yao was taken aback. What? I came to ask you for my gold back. Nai said ruefully, the gold is all gone. I'm afraid I can't return it to you, young lady. Yao Yao was shocked. Gone? How could you possibly use up so much gold? Then Yao Yao saw something shining behind a tall tree. A dark aura behind the Spirit Tower. This aura seems to be demonic. The aura surrounding the Xian Yin Spirit Tower has appeared. This tower still can't be broken. Nai saw him. Xian Yin. He scoffed. You want to stop me again? Nai drew his sword. Stop eyeing the Spirit Tower. Then he charged forward. Yao Yao stood below, panicked. Zhang Nai, it's that demon again. Is he Zhang Nai's enemy? She watched them intently. They're so fast. In the blink of an eye, they're gone. That demon, he doesn't look like a good person. I hope Zhang Nai isn't in danger. Suddenly, Xian appeared right behind her. I at you. Little girl. Xian Yin gently took out the thunder pearl, that a dangerous one. My thunder pearl. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck between the two of them. Nai arrived, shouting, don't touch her. Don't involve innocent people. Xian Yin questioned, oh, this time, you want to play the hero as well. Don't forget, you can't defeat me now. Then he turned to Yao Yao. Little girl, do you know his true face? Nai immediately attacked with his sword. Xian Yin quickly dodged. He scoffed and then summoned demonic energy. This is getting interesting. Is it because of the little beauty watching? Yao Yao watched as Nai, he seemed to be struggling. His face was flushed and he stammered. You? Xian Yin asked, should I just kill you now? Break the demon pact? Then we won't have to hide anymore. Nai's hand trembled, his face contorted in pain, and then he coughed up blood. Yao Yao cried out in alarm. Zhang Nai. She took out the thunder pearl. The lightning from it shattered the demonic energy. The thunder pearl, it's this powerful. Both Nai He and Xin Yin were stunned. Xin Yin said calmly, breaking the tower took a lot out of me. I'll be back. Then he left. Yao Yao stayed with Nai. He's gone. Nai He seems to be injured. She asked worriedly, Zhang Nai He, are you alright? But he coldly replied, stay back. Yao Yao was taken aback. Huh? What's wrong? Didn't I help you? You're injured. He walked away, saying, don't follow me. Yao Yao was stunned that you're leaving again. Zhang Nai, she reached out after him, then hugged him from behind. Blushing, Yao Yao nuzzled into his back that I won't let you go. Nai seemed to freeze. The hair tie on his head fell off. Yao Yao gasped as two demonic ears appeared. Legend says, 500 years ago, there was a great war between immortals and demons. After the demons were defeated, the realms made a vow for the peace of all beings. The realms would not infringe upon each other. After the demons were defeated, the realms made a vow for the peace of all beings. The realms would not infringe upon each other. The first time I met, Yao Yao stammered, Zhang Nai. Nai He, in his demonic form, turned to look at her. Then he ran. He ran quickly, but Yao Yao grabbed his robe tightly and hugged him close. Don't go. Nai said, let me go. Yao Yao was resolute. I won't let go. Nai turned around and leaned close to her neck. I'm not kidding. I could bite your throat right now. Yao Yao froze, then touched his ears. They're real. They're still steaming hot and moving. Nai pushed Yao Yao away in surprise. Young lady, please don't touch them randomly. Yao Yao asked in a daze, who are you really? No. I know you're Zhang Nai. What kind of ears are these? I want to see if you have a tail. It's a pity you don't. No. It's okay if you don't have a tail. Then Yao Yao's eyes widened in admiration, her mouth forming an O. It's real. Nai was surprised. Then Yao Yao hugged him joyfully. That's amazing. You can cultivate into a human form. You must be very powerful. I dream of becoming a real demon too. Zhang Nai stiffened. Yao Yao asked, can you guide me in my cultivation? Be my master. She looked at Nai with hopeful eyes, but he immediately refused, unwilling. Yo persisted. One thing. Suddenly, a voice called out from the other side, Taoist priest. Both Yao Yao and Nai, he looked over curiously. It was Magistrate Zhao's group. Nai said, let go quickly. Yao Yao clung to him tightly. Agree to it first. Xiaoming approached and called out, Taoist priest. Zhang Nai, he immediately transformed into the small animal. Yao Yao gasped, they got a fox. So cute. Then it ran away. Yao Yao cried out in alarm, fox. Just then, Xiaoming arrived. Young lady, there was a strange phenomenon on the tower just now. Did you see the Taoist priest? Yao Yao pointed in the other direction. I think I saw the Taoist priest go that way. Xiaoming immediately ordered his subordinates to check it out. It's not safe for you to be alone, young lady. Come with us. Yao Yao responded hesitantly. Oh. The fox hid in the bushes, watching them. That evening, a palace maid brought food. Young lady, it's time for dinner. Yao Yao sat in her room, lost in thought. It's getting dark. Magistrate Xiao and I are heading back. I wonder how Zhang Nai is doing. She looked at the bowl of wonton soup on the table. Yao Yao took a spoonful and brought it to her mouth. There are even peeled shrimp inside. It's delicious, but her eyes were filled with worry. Will Zhang Nai disappear forever? She rested her chin on her hand, dejected. My mood goes up and down because of Zhang Nai. He's a fox. I don't know where he came from or what he's doing here. Suddenly, there was an announcement. The Taoist priest has returned. Hearing this, Yao Yao's face lit up. Zhang Nai is back. Nai met Xiaoming at the gate. He spoke up. It's all right now. Don't worry, Magistrate Xiao. Xiaoming replied. Thank you for your trouble, Taoist priest. Yao Yao ran outside. Nai saw her and stiffened. Yao Yao was surprised. What's this? You look like nothing happened. I was so worried. But never mind, it's good that you're back. She smiled at him. Nai turned away coldly. That night, Yao Yao disguised herself and approached the door. A voice suddenly spoke from inside. The door is open. Come in. Yao Yao jumped in fright. Then Yao Yao opened the door and went in. Nai was sitting inside. He continued, I knew you would come, young lady. Yao Yao was stunned. Zhang Nai? Your name is Zhang Nai, right? He closed his eyes and replied, you can call me that, young lady. Then Yao Yao took off her shoes and jumped onto the bed with him. Zhang Nai, move over a bit. Nai opened his eyes in surprise. Then Yao Yao sat down next to him. Zhang Nai, can I see your ears again? Nai immediately refused. No. Yao Yao questioned him again. Zhang Naihe, what are you doing here? It can't be because of Guru's gold. It's because of Magistrate Xiao, right? Magistrate Xiao is very kind. Please don't be too harsh on him. Naihe was surprised. Young lady, don't talk nonsense. Yao Yao smiled. All right, I'll be good. Accept me as your disciple. Zhang Naihe coldly refused. No. Then Yao Yao placed her hand on him, then moved closer. How about this? You don't need to repay that gold. Consider it a tuition fee for apprenticeship. How about that? That's the gold the elders have saved for a long time. Zhang Naihe thought about it, but in the end, still replied no. Yao Yao helplessly struggled. Naihe added, I will return the gold to you, young lady, once I have enough. Yao Yao held on to him and hugged his arm. Then, before you return the gold to me, I will always follow you. You can't run away either. Naihe immediately said, You're a young lady after all. Don't fall asleep here. Yao Yao then fell asleep, murmuring, Fox, fox. Hearing this, Naihe addressed the sleeping figure, Fox, fox. Lazy fox, wake up and cultivate. Then, Yao Yao was carried to the bed. Naihe stood pensively by the window, gazing into the distance. He saw a demonic aura flash across the dark sky. The next morning, outside Zhang Naihe's room, a voice called, Taoist priest, are you awake? Yao Yao, sleeping inside, woke up. She sat up in a panic. Zhang Naihe, I fell asleep on Zhang Naihe's bed. I just wanted to take a short nap. I didn't expect to sleep straight through till morning. Yao Yao looked around, searching. Where's Zhang Naihe? The voice outside continued to call, Taoist priest, are you in your room? I'm bringing breakfast. Hearing this, Yao Yao panicked. I'm done for. Then, the sound of the door opening came. Yao Yao panicked and hid under the covers. She worried they probably won't come all the way into the inner room, right? Suddenly, a hand rested on the blanket. Yao Yao's face turned pale with fear. She sat up abruptly, and suddenly saw Zhang Naihe. He said, It's me. Yao Yao breathed a sigh of relief. It's you. You scare me to death. Then, Naihe turned away. He said, Young lady, please return to your room quickly. Be careful not to be seen by others. Yao Yao stared at him intently. Oh, Zhang Naihe had just returned from outside. His clothes were tightly wrapped, and he looked very tired. A cold aura surrounded him. Where's he last night? Yao Yao was startled when she saw the blood stain on his shoulder. Is that blood? Later, Yao Yao changed back in her own clothes. I safely returned without being discovered. I'm so smart. She went outside and, at the same time, encountered Xiao Ming. Magistrate Xiao, why are you in such a hurry? Xiao Ming was surprised. Oh, young lady, be careful at night. Close your windows tightly and don't go out. Yao Yao was surprised. Did something happen? Elsewhere, palace maids gossiped outside. Have you heard? A woman in the back streets encountered a demon. In the middle of the night, something bit her neck and sucked her blood. She saw a dark shadow. It seemed like a fox. Hearing this, Yao Yao was startled. Seeing Yao Yao approaching, the palace maids were surprised. Young lady, where are you going? Yao Yao stammered. I have something I want to discuss with Taoist priest Naihe. But the palace maid said, Taoist priest is tired from last night. He's in secluded meditation and is not to be disturbed. Yao Yao was lost in thought, recalling last night. It seems he was injured, even though he pretended nothing was wrong. But his true form, perhaps the wound, isn't minor. Yao Yao pondered deeply. I've actually heard that some fox demons suck human blood. It seems Zhang Nai, he wasn't in his room last night. Yao Yao is worried because his appearance this morning was very strange. No, how could that be? That night, Naihe was hiding behind the wall, about to go out, when a hand pushed him back. Naihe was startled. Yao Yao had pushed him and then held him against the wall. Naihe was surprised. Young lady Yao Yao. Yao Yao questioned Zhang Naihe, as I thought, you're trying to go out again. Then she pulled her collar open here. You can't suck my blood. Zhang Naihe was taken aback. Young lady Yao Yao. He raised his hand and gently stroked her hair. Yao Yao fearfully stammered, wait a minute. I'm afraid it will hurt. Gently, just a little, and also just a little at a time. If it's too much, it won't do. Zhang Naihe looked at her, lost in thought. Then Yao Yao closed her eyes and lowered her head. Go ahead. But he wrapped a scarf around her neck and asked, Young lady, have you misunderstood something? Yao Yao held on to him. You want to suck human blood? Zhang Naihe explained, Oh, I was about to go catch a demon. Hearing this, Yao Yao exclaimed, Oh, I misunderstood you. I should have realized that sooner. Then Zhang Nai, he turned to leave and reminded Yao Yao, Young lady, go back now. Don't follow me. Just as he was about to leave, Yao Yao pulled him back. Wait, is your wound all right? I was so agitated that I didn't pay attention to your wound. I'm not just someone who causes trouble. Zhang Naihe said sadly, I know. Young lady, please please go back. Suddenly, a force flashed across the roof. Nahi's expression turned serious. He then used his sword to block the demonic energy as it attacked them both. He anxiously called out, "Yao Yao, be careful." Yao Yao was surprised. "What's rushing towards us?" It looks like the shadow of a fox. It kept leaping at Zhang Naihe, who continuously used his sword to defend himself. Naihe angrily shouted, "Fool, don't hurt anyone." Then he delivered a powerful blow. After a loud scream, the force gradually disappeared. Yao Yao, startled, exclaimed it ran away. So fast. In the blink of an eye, Naihe explained, "This demon isn't very powerful, but it's very fast." As he spoke, he coughed up blood. Yao Yao cried out in alarm, "Zhang Naihe, are you all right?" Naihe endured the pain and reassured her, "I'm fine. The wound isn't something that will heal overnight. That demon, after being hit by me, will definitely be wary. For the time being, it won't." Zhang Nai, he seemed to have difficulty finishing his sentence. Yao Yao interrupted, "Zhang Naihe, you don't look all right at all. I also know you're a fox demon. You don't need to hide it from me. I'm not an ordinary person either. If you need to, I can even let you." Yao Yao stammered, "Suck, mummy." Naihe, flustered, stammered back, "It's all right for you to know." Hearing this, Yao Yao stared in surprise. Then, Zhang Naihe took out 2 gold ingots from his sleeve. Yao Yao was astonished. "Gold." As Zhang Naihe held them, they gradually disappeared. He opened his mouth and said, "Gold." Yao Yao's eyes widened in surprise. "Gold? So you ate it all?" Zhang Naihe said sadly, "You could say I ate it, young lady." He patted her head. "Don't easily expose your neck to others like that. It's dangerous." Yao Yao sat at the dining table, enjoying her meal. This is so delicious." Her palace maid smiled. The way young lady eats makes people feel happy just watching. Hearing this, Yao Yao laughed loudly. "Oh, ha ha. I must be careful not to reveal anything unusual. By the way, is the food for all the guests the same?" The palace maid said, "The food for distinguished guests is all the same." "Young lady, you are a distinguished guest in the residence. Daoist priest, Naihe is as well." Yao Yao was surprised. "Oh, Zhang Naihe and I eat the same food? I guess it's not just gold, is it? Anyway, he doesn't look much different from ordinary people. If the gold is eaten, can it not be retrieved?" Yao Yao stood outside playing with a bird. The palace maid behind her was watching her. Strange, so strange. A young lady with unclear origins suddenly appears, and yet no one suspects her. Yao Yao is laughing and playing. "What's going on?" Suddenly, I feel a chill down my spine. Over there is the front courtyard where Zhang Nai, he is resting behind closed doors. Should I take advantage of the current situation when no one is around and sneak into his room? The palace maid followed Yao Yao. She keeps wandering around the front courtyard. There's definitely something going on. She chased after Yao Yao, but immediately lost sight of her. Where did she go? Suddenly, Yao Yao appeared behind her. "What are you doing?" The palace maid was startled. You when did you?" She pointed at Yao Yao. "Who are you?" "Staying here all the time, sneaking around near the Taoist priest courtyard." Yao Yao feigned surprise. "Huh? So this is the Taoist priest courtyard." The palace maid became angry. "Don't pretend. I've suspected you for a long time. You're either here to cheat for food and drink, or you're here to get close to the Taoist priest. Give up. The Taoist priest is like a celestial being. He won't be seduced by a little vixen like you." Hearing this, Yao Yao put on an act. "Oh, you've discovered me. Who wouldn't like someone like the Taoist priest? You've been secretly concerned about the Taoist priest too, haven't you? You too, right?" The palace maid stammered. Just being able to look at the Taoist priest from afar is a blessing for me. I don't have any improper thoughts." Yao Yao said, "Oh, come on. Us poor, weak women." Suddenly, Zhang Naihe appeared. "What's all this commotion?" The palace maid was startled. Taoist priest." Yao Yao was also stunned. When did Zhang Naihe get here?" The palace maid then pointed at Yao Yao. "She's been sneaking around the courtyard. I suspect she's a swindler." Yao Yao was surprised that we were just getting along so well. "Why the sudden change of heart?" Zhang Nai, he pondered. "Magistrate Xiao asked me to inquire about young lady's background and family. I still remember. Young lady, there's no need to rush." Yao Yao replied, "Thank you, Taoist priest." The palace maid was fuming. "Taoist priest, you don't suspect her either? Why is the scene of these two together so radiant?" Meanwhile, Zhang Naihe and Yao Yao exchanged winks. Xiaoming arrived and said, "Young lady, are you here?" Yao Yao was surprised. "Magistrate Xiao." Suddenly, a woman appeared, calling out, "Daughter." Yao Yao was stunned as the woman rushed over and embraced her. "Mother missed you so much." She hugged Yao Yao tightly. "My daughter." Yao Yao was bewildered. "Daughter? Me?" Zhang Naihe was also dumbfounded. Xiao Ming intervened. Wait a moment, Madam Lin. A man's voice called out, wife. The woman said, husband, our daughter was frightened by kidnappers and hasn't fully recovered. Don't be so hasty. Madam Lin then released Yao Yao. Yao Yao was left stunned, wondering to herself, who are they? My identity was clearly fabricated. Where did these parents come from? What's going on? A moment later, in the guest room, Xiao Ming introduced, this is Master Lin. I have something to ask of you, young lady. Yao Yao looked surprised. Help? How can I help? Master Lin then said, this story begins 18 years ago. My wife and I had a daughter named Lin Xuerenai. 18 years ago, we were caught in a blizzard in the mountains and accidentally lost Xuerenai. After losing her, my wife became distraught. She treats a cloth doll as her daughter and cares for it. She's lived like this for all these years. Today, Magistrate Xiao told me about you, young lady, and my wife overheard. Madam Lin, hiding nearby, kept saying, that's my daughter. Master Lin continued, my wife insists that you are Xuerenai. She's even abandoned the cloth doll. She keeps saying, I want my daughter. Master Lin made his request. Although it's a bit abrupt, could you, young lady, pretend to be Xuerenai and comfort my wife for a while? Yao Yao stammered, let me think about it. A moment later, Yao Yao sat outside on a rock, lost in thought. Zhang Naihe approached and asked, what's wrong? Yao Yao hesitated. Zhang Naihe, I was found in the mountains by some little gurus on a snowy day 18 years ago. So, Naihe, tell me, could they really be my parents? Does this mean I wasn't abandoned? Yao Yao looked at her reflection in the water. Have my parents been thinking of me all this time? Zhang Nai, he patted her head at S.O. Young lady, you're 18 years old. I thought you were at most 10. Yao Yao looked surprised. What? He continued, since you were human, perhaps you should interact more with humans. There's an answer you need to find yourself. Yao Yao asked, if I go to the Lin family, what about you? Zhang Nai, he, flustered by the question, stammered, I. Yao Yao looked up at him. You won't suddenly run away, will you? Hearing this, Naihe paused and withdrew his hand. Yao Yao grabbed his wrist. I said I wanted you to be my teacher. And besides, do you know how much attention you attract? There are always people hovering around your room. Zhang Naihe, still patting her head, said shyly, besides you, young lady, who else would do that? Yao Yao stammered, I was just a little curious. Are they really my parents? What would it be like if I were born into an ordinary family? Naihe pondered, if you want to go, then go. I won't leave here before the end of the convention. So Yao Yao went with Master Lin and Madam Lin to their home. A few days later, Zhang Naihe looked out the window. The wind is a bit cold today. That girl has been at the Lin residence for 3 days now. It feels a bit quiet. Should I have kept my distance? I have to leave eventually, after all. Suddenly, footsteps approached. Yao Yao, in a red dress, ran towards him calling Zhang Naihe. She ran closer and called again, Zhang Naihe. Naihe replied, young lady, you're here. Yao Yao, her face beaming, told him, Zhang Naihe, you know what? Master Lin and Madam Lin are so kind. Look at my new clothes. I have so many new things, and I get to eat so much delicious food. Yao Yao laughed happily. The Lin family has a huge, beautiful garden. I heard I even have an older brother who's a high-ranking official in the capital. Zhang Naihe's gaze drifted. It seems you've been very happy these past few days. Are they really your family, young lady? Yao Yao looked perplexed. I don't know. Although Master Lin and Madam Lin are very kind, only Guru is my family. I wonder if the elder will be sad. Naihe reassured her, don't worry. If young lady finds her real family, the elder will be happy for you. Then, Yao Yao took out an invitation and handed it to him. Here, take this. Naihe was surprised. This is... Yao Yao smiled and said, an invitation to the flower viewing party at the Lin residence in 3 days. Do you remember me? I have so much to tell you, but after much thought, I realized I can only tell you. Yao Yao seemed very happy that I want to stay at the Lin residence a little longer. It's hard to sneak out, so I want to invite you to the Lin residence. Naihe hesitated, then said reluctantly, Yao Yao, I won't go. Yao Yao looked surprised, huh? Why? Zhang Naihe turned away, muttering, because we're not close. Yao Yao replied, that's true. Our relationship can't be known by others. Naihe added, that's not what I meant. Young lady, you shouldn't always think of me. The Lin family, they are your family. Hearing this, Yao Yao was taken aback. Just then, Madam Lin came over calling Xuerenai. Xuerenai, Yao Yao said thoughtfully to him, Madam Lin is here to get me. I have to go back. She then quickly slipped the invitation into his hand. Turning to leave, Yao Yao said, I don't care. You've already received the invitation. Before Zhang Naihe could say anything, Yao Yao ran off. You must come. Nahi looked pensively at the invitation she had tucked into his robe. At the Lin residence, Yao Yao looked delightedly at the lavish spread on the table. Wow, so many pastries. They look delicious. Madame Lin smiled. Eat up. I specially asked the kitchen to make these for you. After a while, Yao Yao, having eaten continuously, said, I really can't eat anymore. Madame Lin then brought over a jewelry box. Let's choose some jewelry for you to wear tomorrow. Yao Yao replied happily, the Lin family is so good to me. But it would be even better if Zhang Nai, he were here too. That night, as Yao Yao slept soundly, she murmured, that fox demon, Zhang Nai, I know his secret. Why does he keep rejecting me? So annoying. I gave him the invitation. I wonder if he'll come. Suddenly, a black wolf approached her, growling and waking her up. Is this the blood-sucking fox demon? Yao Yao realized it was ferocious and closing in on her. She quickly grabbed her bracelet in fear. Squeezing her eyes shut in her panic, Yao Yao accidentally dropped her thunder pearl to the ground. The fox demon continued to approach, leaving Yao Yao powerless. Unable to move, she closed her eyes in terror and stop. Just as it was about to attack her, a flash of light streaked across. She instinctively opened her eyes and saw Zhang Nai's back. She could move again. Sitting up shakily, she exclaimed, I was so scared. Zhang Nai, thank goodness you came to save me. Zhang Nai, he sheathed his sword and picked up the thunder pearl, handing it to her. Your thunder pearl, young lady. Yao Yao took it, still dazed. Zhang Nai, he said to her, that blood-sucking fox demon seems to have targeted you. Although you have a magical treasure, you lack real combat experience. It's still very dangerous. Here. Suddenly, Zhang Nai, he took her hand, leaving her bewildered. Zhang Nai, he directly placed the thunder pearl on her, then pressed his hand against hers. This made Yao Yao curious, and she asked, what are you doing? Zhang Nai, he concentrated on channeling his spiritual power without replying. Then, the thunder pearl suddenly disappeared, causing Yao Yao to exclaim in surprise, Huh? Where's the thunder pearl? Zhang Nai, he calmly replied, I've hidden the thunder pearl inside young lady's wrist. This way, you won't be afraid of dropping it. Hearing this, Yao Yao looked at her wrist, thinking to herself, there really is a surge of power in my arm. Zhang Nai, he truly. Suddenly, she leaned over him, their eyes meeting. She softly asked, you came just at the right time. Will you come to the flower viewing? Zhang Nai, he paused thoughtfully and replied softly, I won't go. Yao Yao flipped him over and pinned him down, threatening, if you don't promise me, I won't let you go. Zhang Nai, he said helplessly, get up, young lady Yao Yao. She stubbornly refused, I won't get up. Why do you care about me? Why are you so good to me? Faced with her questions, Zhang Nai, he didn't know how to answer. If you're worried about me, then stay and protect me. He forced a smile as Yao Yao lay on top of him. He urged, young lady, please get up first. But Yao Yao refused, protesting, why do you keep rejecting me? If you reject me, why do you care about me so much? Yao Yao nuzzled her face against him and said, you're the fox spirit I finally got to meet. I won't let you go anywhere. Zhang Nai, he thought, fox spirit. A tear fell as he used his hands to push Yao Yao up. Young lady Yao Yao, please don't be like this. Our meeting is both fate and coincidence. I don't know why, but seeing you always reminds me of a long time ago, when I lived a carefree life. But young lady and I are not the same. I hope you can remain innocent and lively like this forever. I hope you can be happy and joyful with your family. Hearing this, Yao Yao's eyes filled with melancholy. She sadly said, you hope I can be happy and joyful. Do you know what kind of happiness and joy I want? Seeing this, Zhang Nai, he was stunned. Yao Yao spoke as tears streamed down her face. These past few days without seeing you, I haven't been happy at all. Not seeing you, I feel so empty. Yao Yao brushed his hands away. Then, she pulled Nahi up and said, let's go, let's go. Nahi was taken aback. Young lady Yao Yao. Yao Yao turned back and said, I won't be the Lin family's daughter anymore. I'm going back with you. Nahi hesitated, but Yao Yao immediately interrupted him. I don't care. I don't care when you said we would part. It's not now anyway. Even if that time really comes, Yao Yao said with a sorrowful expression, I can still follow you. Seeing this, Zhang Nai was lost in thought when suddenly a staff flew towards them. Nai looked up in surprise. Madame Lin stormed towards them, broom in hand, and furiously shouted, you shameless hussy, where did you come from? Breaking into my daughter's room in the middle of the night. Yao Yao was also startled. Madame Lin, this time we're in big trouble. She kept swinging the broom at Nai. He said, I'll hit you. I'll hit you. Yao Yao stopped her. Mother. He's not a bad person. is the blood-sucking fox demon that appeared recently. Mother, have you heard of it? Hearing this, Madam Lin finally calmed down. Then she put Yao Yao's clothes back on. That you're grown up. You need to be more careful. Even a Taoist priest shouldn't be running into a girl's room. Now quickly get out. Don't let anyone see you. Zhang Nai, he bowed his head apologetically. Afterward, the lamp was lit. Madam Lin closed the door. Then Yao Yao smiled. It's all right now, mother, go to sleep. Madam Lin then asked her daughter, do you like that Taoist priest? Hearing this, Yao Yao was startled and blushed. Yao Yao stammered shyly, I like him. Mother, seeing this, Madam Lin sighed. Silly girl, is there a need to be so embarrassed? That Taoist priest doesn't look bad. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but you must understand in your heart whether you like him or not. Hearing this, Yao Yao froze. Seeing her daughter's reaction, Madam Lin smiled. Truly, a silly girl. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a wealthy young lady who was traveling by boat. Suddenly, a gust of wind came, and the young lady almost fell, bumping into a scholar. Not long after, the young lady met the scholar again in a flower forest. There was a frog hopping on the ground. The scholar chased the frog away. It suddenly started to rain, and the scholar held an umbrella for the young lady. They were deeply in love, but the scholar didn't dare to confess his feelings. So, the young lady invited the scholar to her home to copy books, and then got him drunk. Madam Lin chuckled as she told the story. After that, this scholar became your father. Yao Yao exclaimed, Mother, you're so amazing. Then she placed her hand on Yao Yao's. When fate arrives, you must seize it. And one more thing, it's best to know what he thinks of you. The next day, Yao Yao dressed up beautifully. Looking at herself in the mirror, she couldn't help but exclaim, wow. A maid praised her. Miss is so beautiful today, even more beautiful than flowers. Hearing this, Yao Yao became melancholic. Today is the flower viewing day, so I dressed up beautifully, but Zhang Nai, he won't come. Then she went outside. The maid attending her called, Mississippi. The weather is so nice. Let's take a boat ride. Yao Yao agreed. All right. Later, the boat drifted on the river, covered in flower petals. Yao Yao stood absent-mindedly on the deck, gazing into the distance. Does he have any feelings for me? I don't know. If he were an ordinary person, I would knock him unconscious and drag him back to my cave. But he's Zhang Nai he. Being rejected by him is very unpleasant. I like him, don't I? Suddenly, the boat rocked, making Yao Yao lose her balance. Why is it suddenly shaking so violently? Yao Yao couldn't stand anymore. Whoa. Suddenly, Zhang Naihe appeared behind her, catching her. Zhang Naihe? Yao Yao was stunned. Why are you here? Naihe said apologetically. Master Lin asked Magistrate Xiao to find me. Yao Yao asked in surprise, just for that? Did you see the invitation I gave you? Today is... The boat rocked again. What's going on? Zhang Naihe held Yao Yao tightly. Yao Yao leaned against him. Why is the boat rocking again? It keeps rocking without stopping. There's clearly no wind. This isn't normal. After a while, Yao Yao felt dizzy. Finally, we're reaching the shore. It rocked so much I almost threw up. The boat docked. Yao Yao was stunned. As she stood with Zhang Nai, he under the shade of a flowering tree. This flower forest is so big. There's also a flower forest on the mountain. I like that place the most. The flowers here and the flowers on the mountain are quite different, but also very beautiful. Zhang Naihe, following behind her, praised it truly is beautiful. Yao Yao, surprised, stopped, then resumed walking as if nothing had happened. What is he thinking? What is he hiding in his heart? It's completely unreadable. Suddenly, a frog jumped near Yao Yao's feet. What's that? She looked down, but it hopped away. A green frog? Why do I keep feeling like something strange today? Madam Lin and a servant stood by a tree. Madam, the young miss hasn't reacted at all. Madam Lin then said, add some more. Yao Yao finally noticed. What is Madam Lin doing? She recalled what her mother had told her the night before. Let me tell you a story, her mother had said. Once upon a time, a boat rocked violently in a forest of green frogs. Then, the servants added more frogs. The young lady wasn't afraid of green frogs, so they added more. Add more. Yao Yao thought to herself, this is very similar to the scene in Madam Lin's story. Has Madam Lin released too many frogs? Zhang Naihe exclaimed, so many green frogs. Yao Yao thought, is the next part supposed to go exactly like the story? She pondered, oh, what happens next in the story? I think I should pretend to be scared. She screamed, green frogs. Then, she ran toward Zhang Nai. Oh, scary. Help me chase them away. Zhang Nai, he let out a surprised oh. He then chased the frogs away. A moment later, Yao Yao peeked. That should be enough, right? Then, drops of water appeared from nowhere. Huh, where did that water come from? Yao Yao wondered. The weather's so nice. it's not raining. It turned out that the servants were standing in the tall trees with large leaves, sprinkling water on the two of them. An umbrella was offered to Yao Yao. Next, the umbrella was opened. Yao Yao then opened the umbrella to shield Zhang Nai. Let's share the umbrella. But he was so tall that the umbrella bumped his head. Oh, why are you so tall? Zhang Nai, he then took the umbrella. Let me hold it. He then held the umbrella over Yao Yao. She looked up at him dreamily. Now he also gazed intently at her. Madame Lin and the servant watched from behind. Look at them. What a perfect match, just like me and a master back then. They then walked to a nearby pavilion. There's a pavilion over here. Let's rest for a bit. A tea set was brought out for Yao Yao. Yao Yao took it, and then Madame Lin and the servant left. All right, nothing more to do with us. Let's go. Yao Yao held the wine. She sat next to him and asked, Zhang Nai, do you drink alcohol? Nai picked up a cup. Yao Yao stammered, wait, are you just going to drink it like that? Nai said sadly, it's just ordinary wine. It's a bit strong, but there's nothing harmful in it. Yao Yao was stunned. You knew all along, didn't you? So many strange things have happened today. Even though I don't know if Madame Lin is my real mother, she treats me very well. I might as well play along with her for the day. Since you're here today, I have a question to ask. Yao Yao moved closer and looked directly at him. How do you really feel about me? You don't hate me, do you? Zhang Nai, he looked melancholic, then leaned closer to her. Yao Yao was startled, then he collapsed against her. No way, is he drunk? This wine really ruins everything. Yao Yao supported Zhang Nai. He's so heavy. Suddenly, a fox appeared. Yao Yao gasped and screamed. Zhang Nai, regaining consciousness, reassured her. Careful. He embraced Yao Yao. The fox gradually disappeared. Then the blood fox reappeared in a flash and fled. She saw a large wound on Zhang Nai's arm. Zhang Nai, you're injured. Are you all right? Yao Yao looked very worried. The wound looked serious. Zhang Nai, weaker than usual, said with a trembling voice, with this wound, I must go. He turned to leave. Yao Yao was stunned. What's wrong? Do you need my help? Nai said sadly, young lady, don't follow me. These next few days, be good and stay at the Lin residence. Don't wander around. Yao Yao was about to speak, but Madame Lin arrived. Daughter, it seems there was something strange. Did you see anything? Nai left just like that. Zhang Nai, he was at the magistrate's mansion. Outside, command could be heard. Hurry up, this area, and over there too. Arrange things as the Taoist priest instructed. Xiao Ming held a sword in his hand. His subordinate stood beside him. Yes, sir. Yao Yao slowly approached. It was Zhang Nai's sword. She called out, Magistrate Xiao, where is Taoist priest Nai? Xiao Ming questioned her. Young lady, why are you here? Leave this place quickly. The Taoist priest said a demon is coming. Already set up a formation and told us to guard here. He has confined himself in a room, not allowing anyone to enter. Yao Yao looked into the courtyard. She had a strange feeling. What is Zhang Nai planning? How can I just ignore this and not worry? Yao Yao stealthily approached the courtyard and opened the door, going inside. Zhang Nai, are you in there? Yao Yao entered the room and called for Zhang Nai. Suddenly, she heard a noise. Nai transformed into a fox, pulled her hair, causing her to fall to the floor. They stared at each other. Zhang Nai was angry. Young lady, what are you doing here? Yao Yao was stunned. What's wrong with you? I'm worried about you. Nai had a weary expression that I was injured by that demon. The wound is infected with some foul things, so my body is going crazy. Yao Yao was worried. Can it be treated? Do you need gold? Zhang Nai replied, no. That demon is quick. I'm worried I won't be able to catch him. My crazed body will emit a scent that will attract him here, no matter what. I've set up a formation, asked Magistrate Xiao to guard outside, and am using myself as bait to lure the demon into the trap. Hearing this, Yao Yao was shocked. Using yourself as bait? Zhang Nai, he seemed to be enduring something. He gritted his teeth and clenched his fists. Then he buried his head in her neck. Your neck is so fragrant and smooth. Yao Yao froze, but Nai couldn't hold back any longer. Go. Leave quickly. It's almost night, and the madness will intensify. I'm afraid I'll hurt you. Zhang Nai struggled to control himself. He clenched his fist and then bit his own hand. Yao Yao was shocked. Zhang Nai, his hand bled profusely. I was indeed careless, too hasty and frantic. It's truly much more powerful than I imagined. But if I stop now, everything I've set up will be wasted. Young lady, go quickly. If I can just hold on until nightfall, that demon will fall into the trap. Yao Yao persisted, but there's still a long time until nightfall. Are you all right? Zhang Nai, he lowered his head and reassured her, I'm fine. Yao Yao was still worried. What if you don't believe me? Then she hugged him from behind. Times like these, it's so hard to endure alone. I want to be with you. Zhang Nai, he asked in surprise. Young lady, Aren't you afraid I'll hurt you? Yao Yao hugged him tightly, and oh, you won't hurt me. I trust you, Fox. She pleaded, let me stay with you. Nai sighed, all right. Young lady, please keep watch over me. If I lose control, use the Thunder Pearl to knock me unconscious. Prevent me from hurting anyone. That night, the two of them sat together in the room. Yao Yao looked outside worriedly. It's dark now. Zhang, Nai was struggling to maintain control. He clenched his fists, gritted his teeth, and breathed heavily. Yao Yao asked anxiously, is the fox starting to take over again? Zhang Nai growled, damn it, if it weren't for, how could I be reduced to such a mess because of a little creature? Yao Yao moved closer and asked, are you all right? Nai warned her, don't get so close to me. You always smell so sweet. I really want to taste you. Hearing him say that, Yao Yao was stunned. Then he pushed her down to the floor and gently stroked her hair. Oh soft. You must taste even better than gold. He collapsed against her. Yao Yao cried out in alarm, Fox, Fox. Then Nai regained consciousness. I'm sorry. Young lady, you can knock me out. Although I'm a natural spirit fox, I have selfish desires and a weak will. Yao Yao quickly said, no need to apologize. She cupped his face, you're so kind, Fox. She pulled him closer and kissed him deeply. Outside the room, panicked voices rang out. Demon, demon, it's fallen into the formation. The fox demon was surrounded, standing before Xiao Ming and his subordinates. That's the blood-sucking fox demon. The Taoist priest formation is truly powerful. The demon has been captured. Meanwhile, Yao Yao was passionately kissing Zhang Naihe. He slowly pulled away and sat up abruptly. The formation worked. Yao Yao, flustered, stammered, She bit her lip. The kiss wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. I did it on purpose. Yao Yao called out, Fox, but Zhang Naihe made a silencing gesture. He took out 3 gold ingots and slowly ate them. A moment later, the gold disappeared, and Zhang Nai, recovered. As expected, he eats gold. He opened the door and walked out. That I'm going to subdue that demon. Yao Yao called out in confusion, Fox. Nai stepped outside. Magistrate Xiao called out, Taoist priest. The demon has fallen into the formation. Yao Yao followed him, a disgruntled expression on her face. He's trying to avoid the issue again. We even kissed. Stupid fox. It's not like he didn't feel anything. I know, right? Suddenly, a maid rushed over. Miss Lin, you're here. We finally found you. Come back quickly. Madam isn't well. Hearing this, Yao Yao was surprised. Madam Lin. A while later, back at the Lin residence, Madam Lin was lying in bed, ill. Actually, Madam has been ill for a while, so Master Lin has been doing his best to fulfill her wishes. Master Lin sat beside her, anxiously calling my wife. Yao Yao was also there, calling mother. Madam Lin roused slightly and shakily pointed her finger. Master Lin asked my wife, what do you want? That box. Yao Yao was taken aback. Inside is. Yao Yao went to open the box. Baby clothes and belongings. They were Schwetter's things. And a bridal gown that Madam Lin had prepared years ago. The fabric was carefully chosen, embroidered with flowers and adorned with pearls. Madam Lin's final wish was to see her daughter in her wedding dress. Hearing this, Yao Yao teared up. Madam Lin's final wish was to hope for her daughter's happiness. Afterward, Yao Yao put on the wedding dress. Just then, footsteps approached. Yao Yao was startled. Zhang Naihe, why are you here? Zhang Naihe, also dressed in wedding attire, approached. He stammered, Madam Lin. He went to Yao Yao's side and, addressing Madam Lin, called out, Mother. Madam Lin breathed a sigh of relief, tears streaming down her face. Then came calls of Madam. Madam. Madam Lin coughed up a large piece of pastry. It was just a scare. Madam Lin was all right, but I also understood some things. Later, Yao Yao went outside and called out to Zhang Naihe. Naihe, who was leaving, turned back and asked, Miss Yao Yao, is Madam Lin all right? Yao Yao replied, she's fine. She just choked on some pastry. The doctor said she needs to rest for a few days and she'll recover. Yao Yao paused thoughtfully. Zhang Naihe, the Lin family is preparing to move to the imperial city. Master Lin asked if I wanted to go with him. Hearing this, Naihe said, the Lin family are good and wealthy people. Being their daughter is a very good thing. Yao Yao immediately replied, no, I refused. Madam Lin's box contained Lin Xuanyi's clothes. The size of the clothes was for a 3 or 4-month-old baby. But when I was found, I was a newborn. I am not Lin Xuanyi. Hearing this, Naihe pondered. Then Yao Yao said, but Madam Lin saw her daughter in the wedding dress. Perhaps she has no regrets left in her heart. Zhang Naihe, don't avoid this any longer. Yao Yao looked directly into his eyes and said, Fox, Fox, it's my fault for liking you. Naihe, hearing this, said sadly, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I shouldn't have let you have these feelings. Yao Yao was stunned. So it's true. Yao Yao's eyes welled up. Why? I don't care what you are. Although I'm an ordinary person, I can follow you. I can cultivate with you. I can clearly feel that you care about me. I've known for a long time, but why wouldn't you give up? Tears streamed down Yao Yao's face. You don't hate me, do you? I can even feel that I'm in your heart. Fox. Zhang Naihe choked out, Fox. He reached out a hand, then drew it back. Don't cry. I should have told you clearly long ago. A long time ago, I knew a bird. She was naive, capricious, and very clingy. Especially the way she acted spoiled was extremely similar to you. When I met you, I thought if she became human, she might look like you. Hearing this, Yao Yao was stunned. That a little bird. I don't understand. Naihe said sadly, perhaps that's why I'm a little attached to you. But you are you. I shouldn't have such thoughts, and I shouldn't continue this ambiguous entanglement with you. Yao Yao held back her tears. Just then, Master Lin arrived and called out, Taoist priest Naihe, here is the payment we agreed upon. Naihe was surprised. This much gold. Yao Yao, heartbroken, ran away. Miss Yao Yao. Yao Yao ran far away, then stopped, panting, I'm so stupid. He said all that, and I still don't understand. Then Yao Yao burst into tears. That night, Naihe stood upstairs, looking out into the distance. A 10,000-year-old fox demon, yet he wore such a lonely and lost expression. Xinyan appeared, laughing loudly, ha ha. Naihe approached and questioned, what have you done this time? Xinyan replied, I only helped that blood demon increase their power. It's nothing. She only has herself to blame for being too soft-hearted, isn't it? That day is approaching, and I won't show any mercy. Early in the morning, demon beasts gathered by Yao Yao's bedside. They chirped, Yao Yao, Yao Yao, Yao Yao. We picked a lot of fruit. You've been in bed for days. Come eat with us. Yao Yao remained dejected, huddled under the covers that MY life won't even reach 100 years at most. Indulging in pleasures means nothing to me. The demon beast said, what are you saying, Yao Yao? Indulging in pleasures is fun. Tomorrow is the Lantern Festival. There's so many delicious snacks in the city. Let's go get some. Another demon beast quickly added, silly. Yao Yao wasn't happy in the city. That's why she came back. Don't mention the city anymore. Yao Yao suddenly remembered, oh, tomorrow is the Lantern Festival. Zhang Nai, he said he wouldn't leave before the Lantern Festival. So what about after the Lantern Festival? I can't think about him anymore. The Lantern Festival was underway. The entire city was brightly lit by strings of shining lanterns. The streets were crowded with people. Yao Yao wandered alone. So many lanterns. So many people. I still came in the end. Suddenly, some young women rushed past. Taoist priest Naihe. Taoist priest is over there. Has the Taoist priest started giving blessings? Taoist priest Naihe. Naihe is standing there deep in thought. You need a certain amount of gold to receive a blessing from Taoist priest Naihe. I want to ask the Taoist priest for a blessing. Yao Yao stood at a distance, watching him. I also want. I came here to be alone. Then Yao Yao turned and left. Nai glanced back at her, then walked off by himself. She sighed the bustling crowds. The prosperity of the world has nothing to do with me. Yao Yao then passed by a shop selling lanterns. Lotus flower lanterns can grant wishes. Would you like to buy a lotus flower lantern, miss? Yao Yao stopped in surprise. Grant wishes? She took out some gold. That I want one. The owner was taken aback. Miss, do you have any copper or silver coins? I can't accept such a large gold bar. Yao Yao replied, I only have gold. The owner then said, how about this? I have a lantern riddle. Yao Yao was surprised at a lantern riddle. The owner explained, if you guess the riddle correctly, the lantern is yours. It's a common phrase. Yao Yao was stunned when she read the riddle. Wukanaihe, hua luo qiu. A masked figure approached from behind her and said, the answer is thank you. Yao Yao was astonished. The owner said, that's correct. Here's your lotus flower lantern, Mississippi. Yao Yao then held the lotus flower lantern in her hands. Zhang Naihe, wearing the mask, said, let's go make a wish. Yao Yao was startled. Then the two of them went to the lakeside. Yao Yao released the lotus lantern onto the water and asked, why were you looking for me? I came to see the lanterns, not you. Zhang Naihe then removed his mask. Yao Yao's heart skipped a beat. He held out a pouch of gold. Here's some gold to repay you, Mississippi. Yao Yao's expression changed. This little bit? Is this enough to cover the interest? Naihe replied solemnly, this is all I have right now. I don't know if we'll meet again. Hearing this, Yao Yao was taken aback. Tears welled up as she said, I don't need it. Just wait. This is the first time I've liked someone, or a fox, this much. You have to remember, you owe me. She continued to cry. You owe me a lot, so much. I can never repay you. Nahi looked at her, then replied, what I owe you, Yao Yao, I will remember forever. Yao Yao cried in despair. Then Nahi continued, this gold, if you don't need it, I won't take it back. Consider it a gift. Yao Yao was surprised. The gold in her hand gradually disappeared. Then fireworks exploded across the sky. Yao Yao looked up in wonder. This is the first time I've seen something so beautiful. The gold transformed into brilliant fireworks, slowly fading in the dark night sky. Nahi stood beside her and asked, beautiful, isn't it? Yao Yao was stunned, amazed. Even though we've only met for a short time, it's so good to like you. Look, the lotus lanterns have reached the middle of the river. I want to hear the story about you and the little bird. The bird perched and chirped. It hopped onto the fox's back, still chirping. The fox then said, can you please not just stand there frozen? It asked. The bird perched on the fox's head, puzzled. You notice me? The fox questioned, how many times have you landed on me now? The bird looked at the fox with admiring eyes. Your fur is so beautiful. I love it. It nestled into the fox's tail, and you're so kind. I've decided. I'm staying with you. I can groom your fur, and I can sing too. Aren't I amazing? The fox turned away helplessly and replied, as you wish. The bird chirped at the fox. Fox, with me here, those crows won't dare bully you anymore. Fox, fox, I found a lot of fruit over there. Come pick them with me. The bird pecked at the fox's head. Fox, fox, wake up and cultivate. The fox replied, we were born spirit beasts. Why cultivate? The bird looked into the fox's eyes. T-O become human. And then we can go play in the human world. The fox, still sprawled out, said the human world is too noisy. The bird immediately retorted, but you're always happy when I'm noisy, aren't you? The bird then asked the fox, if one day I'm not noisy anymore, if one day I'm not by your side anymore, will you miss me? Zhang Nai, he recounted wistfully, actually, there wasn't anything special about that time. Just one day after another. Yao Yao spoke up. That's still hundreds, thousands of years together. What happened after that? Nahi hesitated. When the demon clan invaded, you took a blow for me. In the blink of an eye, I watched your soul scatter. I used my inner core to protect your spirit, and I turned into a fox cub and fell into the human world. Hearing this, Yao Yao was stunned. Nahi continued, for 500 years, I've cultivated to become human. I've also been searching for my inner core, lost in the chaos. Yao Yao asked curiously, you haven't found it yet? A group of people were approaching. Go quickly. It's time for the spirit tower to manifest its power. Nahi said to Yao Yao, I have to go. Yao Yao called out Fox. He turned back to look at her, then smiled. Take care. Nahi removed his mask. In an instant, he vanished. Yao Yao was left alone in the darkness, calling out Fox. He just disappeared into the night. Are we really parting like this? At the spirit tower, Xiao Ming ordered his subordinates. The spirit tower is about to light up. Maintain order. Where's the Taoist priest? Where did he go? Then, the spirit tower manifested its power and glowed. Whoa, it's lit up. It's really lit up. Yao Yao stood mesmerized behind the crowd. She was stunned as she saw demonic energy approach the spirit tower. A moment later, the light vanished. Everyone panicked. IT really lit up. Why did it suddenly go dark? Go find Taoist priest Nahi. Where is the Taoist priest? Yao Yao thought to herself, I have a strange feeling. This definitely has something to do with that fox. As night fell, Zhang Nai suddenly transformed into a fox. He whimpered softly. Seeing this, the demon spoke with amusement. Surprising. You actually did it. Zhang Nai, he looked back at him with a weary expression. The demon's voice boomed, although it said that every 15 years, when the spirit tower absorbs moonlight, its power gradually diminishes, allowing you to retrieve the bright pearl. However, it seems you're quite badly injured. He added with relish, noticing Zhang Nai's fear. Just perfect. I can save myself some effort. Give me the bright pearl. Zhang Nai trembled, replying, this was originally mine. Don't even think about stealing it. The demon swiftly attacked. That's not for you to decide. Now that you're so weak, even if you get the bright pearl, you can't absorb its power. You might as well give it to me. As soon as he finished speaking, the two clashed, exchanging blows. The demon seemed smug. He frowned. Your current form is quite forced. Zhang Nai, he let out a pained cry. Suddenly, bolts of lightning appeared out of nowhere, surprising both of them. Yao Yao used the thunder pearl to attack the demon, shouting, don't bully the fox. The demon looked annoyed. Little girl, it's you again. You don't understand anything. Don't interfere. Yao Yao stubbornly retorted, I really don't understand what's happening, but I trust the fox. It's a good thing I noticed the commotion here. I won't let you bully him. The demon sneered, Humph. Your power seems to have increased considerably, but it's still not enough. He quickly used his power to bind her. Yao Yao cried out in fear. Seeing this, Zhang Nai shouted worriedly, Yao Yao. The demon approached Yao Yao with a look of amusement. Such a lovely little girl. It's hard to be cruel. He added, if you don't want her to suffer, hand over the bright pearl. Then, looking at Zhang Nai, his pathetic state, the demon said cheerfully, no, wait. I could just take the bright pearl, but I think I'll add another condition. Yao Yao let out an annoyed humph. He addressed the weakened Zhang Nai. Why don't you become my slave? The demon was gleeful. How about I extract your tendons and make a pact with me? Yao Yao, held tightly, cried out in fear. Who? Zhang Nai shouted, let her go. The demon exclaimed, oh, then quickly agree to be my slave. Zhang Nai, he continued to be beaten. Without any strength left, he could only endure the pain. Weakened, he coughed up blood, cough, cough. Yao Yao's face was filled with worry. She cried out, fox. She frowned and whispered, no, don't. Just then, a surge of power emanated from her small hand. Yao Yao quickly attacked the demon, shouting, I'm not afraid of you. I won't let you get your way. The power emanating from her hand grew stronger. Zhang Nai, he asked worriedly, Yao Yao, what are you doing? Yao Yao thought to herself, unleashing the Thunder Pearl's ultimate power will trigger the final incantation, right? I won't back down at this critical moment. Yao Yao turned slightly and forced out the words she couldn't say before. Fox, I like you the most. Zhang Nai, he was stunned. Yao Yao. Suddenly, a massive explosion occurred. Yao Yao thought hazily, what happened? Did the Thunder Pearl explode? It feels light and warm. She slowly opened her eyes and softly asked herself, where am I? Before her eyes was a lake. Yao Yao was a little startled. Where is this? She looked at her reflection in the water. The water was clear, warm, and strangely pleasant. How did I get here? Suddenly, Zhang Nai, he spoke, startling her. Miss, you're awake? Yao Yao softly replied, fox. Her cheeks flushed as she spoke, what's going on? How did I get here? He gently replied, this is a hidden hot spring. The water has healing properties. I brought you here. Seeing him staring at her, Yao Yao curiously asked, why are you looking at me like that? He replied with a hint of anger, Miss, do you know you almost blew yourself up? That unstable, powerful force could have shattered your very soul. Yao Yao chuckled softly. Almost means I'm fine. Worried about her. Zhang Nai, he exclaimed, I'm being serious. It was dangerous. Don't be so reckless again. Yao Yao's eyes widened though. She slowly asked, you saved me, right? Where are my clothes? Hearing her mention her clothes, Zhang Nai blushed. He sheepishly replied, to make it easier to get you into the water, I removed your outer garments. When he finished speaking, Yao Yao was too embarrassed to speak. Zhang Nai, he smiled and said, but I still have to thank you, miss, for risking your life to save me. Rest and recover here. Yao Yao absent-mindedly replied, oh. She was delighted. This hot spring is like a fairyland. A while later, the two grilled fish to eat. Yao Yao happily exclaimed, wow, grilled fish. Zhang Nai, he gently offered her some here. As soon as she touched the grilled fish, Yao Yao quickly withdrew her hand. Ouch. Huh. He gently reminded her, be careful. Are you all right? Yao Yao pouted slightly, but then she cheerfully said, it's too hot. You peel it for me. Yao Yao opened her mouth wide. Seeing her cuteness, Zhang Nai, his cheeks flushed. Yao Yao ate happily. She chewed softly as he watched, embarrassed. Yao Yao smiled brightly. Delicious. Zhang Nai, he was speechless. As night fell over the cliff, Zhang Nai, he softly said, it's dark now. Go to sleep. As soon as he finished speaking, he quickly lay down. Yao Yao, a little shy, gently reached out and hugged him. Zhang Nai, he turned around. He softly called Yao Yao. He sat up and said, Yao Yao, I still haven't told you about the bright pearl on the spirit tower. Yao Yao closed her eyes tightly. Don't say anything. Let me have this beautiful dream. The next morning, Zhang Nai, he sat lost in thought, soaking in the fairy spring. He seemed to be pondering something. Just then, 2 ripe red cherries fell into the water. Zhang Nai, he turned around. Yao Yao sat on a nearby rock, smiling. These are so sweet. Would you like some? He replied, you eat them. I'll soak a little longer. Yao Yao exclaimed in surprise, oh. Her feet splashed playfully in the water. After a moment's thought, she quickly jumped into the water. Zhang Nai, he called out in surprise, Yao Yao. He gently caught her up, be careful. The water is a bit deep here. She took a deep breath, phew. Suddenly, Yao Yao nibbled on a cherry stem, smiling at him. She moved closer to him and asked, want some? Zhang Nai, he blushed, unable to answer. He seemed to enjoy it, but he still pretended to scold her that don't be mischievous. Yao Yao leaned against the rock beside her and curiously asked, "Can this water really heal injuries?" Zhang Nai, he softly replied, "Yes." Yao Yao said with delight, "This place is wonderful. There are mountains, water, fish, and fruit. Let's stay here forever," Yao Yao said. Hearing these words, Zhang Nai, he was stunned, then stammered, "Well, yes, 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 yes. Let's pretend to leave." Seeing a piece of fruit fall from her hand, Yao Yao chased after it. Da-do. The fruit fell. Beside the stream were beautiful roses. Yao Yao gently tucked one into Zhang Nai, his sleek hair. He turned back, dazed. Yao Yao cheerfully praised him, "Wow, so handsome." Zhang Nai blushed, gently scolding, "You're being mischievous again, young lady." Yao Yao hugged him tightly from behind, giggling. He softly called Yao Yao. She smiled and replied, Zhang Nai, he said, "If you truly like it here, we can stay here together." Yao Yao gasped, "Really?" Zhang Nai, he slowly explained, "Perhaps you've already guessed. The bright pearl on the spirit tower is my inner core. During the chaotic war, I transformed into a fox cub, barely clinging to life. My inner core, containing the soul of little bird, was lost. 500 years later, I discovered it was placed on the spirit tower as a sacred treasure. The tower's divine power protects it from evil spirits and demons, preventing its theft." Yao Yao looked surprised. So you pretended to be a Taoist priest to approach the spirit tower. You've retrieved your inner core now, haven't you? He picked up a rose and said casually, "It's shattered." Yao Yao jumped. "What?" Zhang Nai, he recalled the previous night. "The thunder pearl went out of control. I used all my strength to prevent it from exploding. My inner core shattered in the process." Yao Yao's eyes widened in disbelief. That inner core was cultivated for 10,000 years, and it just shattered. He said softly, "Yes, it's a pity. But how could I risk your life, silly girl?" He added thoughtfully, "Moreover, the moment I retrieved the inner core from the spirit tower, I discovered little bird soul was no longer inside." Hearing this, Yao Yao was stunned. She stared at Zhang Nai and asked, "So what are you going to do?" He gently held out a fragment. His face was tinged with sadness. "This is a piece of my inner core. I can use it to track little bird soul." A pang of jealousy struck Yao Yao. "That you're going to look for her?" Zhang Nai, he said softly, "It's your decision. I long to see her again, but 500 years have passed. How can I repay the debt I owe her?" He added, making Yao Yao even more surprised, "If you're willing, I can stay by your side, never leaving you for the rest of my life." She thought to herself, "My lifetime?" She was lost in thought for a long time. How long is a lifetime? I'm just an ordinary person. She glanced at Zhang Nai's handsome face. Compared to this 10,000-year-old fox spirit, her life was far too short. Seeing her sadness, Zhang Nai softly called Yao Yao. He gently stroked her head. Yao Yao, heartbroken, couldn't speak. He stood up and said, "I'll go catch some fish. We'll have fish soup later." Yao Yao continued to gaze at him. She blushed, thinking, "If I keep him here, haven't I already lost a little bird without even fighting?" She followed him, calling out, "Wait a minute, Zhang Nai." She then said something that stunned him. "Go find little bird." Yao Yao declared, "A human lifetime is incredibly short for you, but I don't need your pity." Yao Yao added firmly, "Though short, it's also unique. Don't force yourself to stay with me. My feelings are the most precious thing in this world." Zhang Nai dazedly whispered, "Yao Yao." She reminded him, "Go find little bird. I'll go with you." Yao Yao still felt a pang of jealousy. "Though I say that, I don't really mean it. I even wish I were little bird. But how could such a coincidence happen? No matter what, I want to decide my own life in this world." Zhang Nai quickly followed the faint traces left by little bird to search for her. Yao Yao narrated, "This is probably the most important decision of my life." The light from the inner core fragment pointed towards a distant place. Following the guiding light, they arrived at a family living at the foot of a mountain. After several days of arduous travel, the two reached a house deep in the mountains. Zhang Nai, he softly said, "The light points to this house." The two quickly approached, anxiety and anticipation clearly etched on Zhang Nai's face. Yao Yao felt a little tense. She thought, "It looks like an ordinary house. Is little bird really here?" Zhang Nai, he gently knocked on the door. The two pondered for a long moment. A while later, the door slowly creaked open. A sweet voice called out, "Who is it?" A beautiful young woman stepped out of the house. She smiled and asked, "Who are you looking for?" Yao Yao's eyes widened in surprise. So beautiful. Although simply dressed, she looks very beautiful. The feather on her head. Yao Yao's gaze was drawn to the feather. The light is attracted to that feather. Zhang Nai he spoke, "That's little bird's feather." The beautiful woman asked curiously, "Who are you?" Suddenly, a small, delicate hand appeared. An adorable little boy called out, "Mother!" He asked the woman, "Is father back?" She softly replied, "No." Yao Yao was a little dazed, though. The woman gently asked again, "Is there something I can help you with?" Yao Yao was stunned. "That child is little bird? This is something I never considered." The sun began to set behind the house. The woman said gently, "I don't have much to offer you, but there's a spare room where you can rest." Yao Yao happily replied, "That would be wonderful. Thank you, elder sister." She quickly feigned weakness. My master and I are traveling and training. We've reached this point and truly can't go any further. The woman glanced at Zhang Nai He, whose face was also a little dazed. She looked away and said, "What kind of Taoist priest brings a young woman along for training? You're quite bold, young lady." Yao Yao laughed loudly. Ha ha ha. "How should I address you?" The woman replied softly, "I'm called Lu." Yao Yao quickly said, "Thank you, Six Sister Lu." She tried to probe, "Six Sister Lu, the feather on your head is so beautiful." The woman Lu gently replied, "Yes, I've had it since I was little." As soon as she finished speaking, she left and I'll go check if the water is boiling. Yao Yao glanced at Zhang Nai He to gauge his reaction. At this moment, the little boy peeked out. He said to Yao Yao, "My mother is a fairy." He smiled brightly. "That sparkling feather, she's had it since she was born. It's very rare." Hearing the boy's words, Yao Yao was stunned. Zhang Nai he was equally surprised. He thought to himself, could she be little bird reincarnated? As night fell, Yao Yao and Lu sat inside the house, sewing. Yao Yao asked, "Did you make all of these, Six Sister Lu? You're so skilled." Yao Yao fumbled with the needle and thread, unsure how to sew. Suddenly, the needle pricked her finger, causing her to wince. Ow. Lu chuckled softly. "Put it down. You don't seem suited for this kind of work." She said curiously, "I don't know why, but I feel very close to you." Yao Yao laughed delightedly. "Haha. It must be because everyone who meets me likes me." Zhang Nai, he stood outside the door, seemingly having heard the entire conversation. His face was somber. Yao Yao curiously asked, "Are there only you and your child in the house?" The sixth sister softly replied, "My husband has been away working for over a year. His boat sailed away, and I don't know where it went. There's been no sign of him since." Hearing her answer, Yao Yao seemed startled. She sadly asked, "Sixth sister, are you happy now? Do you believe in fate from past and present lives?" Zhang Nai he, standing outside, also awaited the sixth sister's answer. She softly replied, "Life can't be perfect. Heaven has its own arrangements. I only hope to live without regrets." Yao Yao was stunned by her answer. Zhang Nai he felt the same. Early the next morning, the two quickly departed. Yao Yao said her goodbyes. "Thank you, sixth sister. We're leaving now." Zhang Nai he didn't say a word and walked away quickly. Yao Yao struggled to keep up. After they had walked a distance, they heard some women whispering, "That family's husband hasn't returned for over a year. They say there's a monster in the river. His boat sank long ago." Yao Yao gasped. Zhang Nai, he stood in a daze for a moment as the river water surged powerfully. Yao Yao, standing further away, felt a little scared. Her face was filled with worry. Yao Yao softly cried out, "Ah!" The river water surged and then receded. Zhang Nai he appeared, riding a water monster. Yao Yao anxiously called out, "Zhang Nai he." She narrated, "We went to the riverbank." Zhang Nai he jumped into the river and led the water monster out. The water monster gradually disappeared and the river's surface calmed down. Just then, some ice floes appeared from the riverbed. Yao Yao was astonished. A large piece of ice flew out of the water. Inside the ice, there seemed to be something that looked like a person. The ice gradually drifted ashore. Zhang Nai he quickly went ashore. Yao Yao shouted, "Zhang Nai he." She ran towards him, calling out his name. Yao Yao approached him and worriedly asked, "Are you all right?" He softly replied, "I'm fine. That monster has a habit of using ice to trap living things. I destroyed its lair. Hopefully, the person inside will be saved." He coughed softly. Yao Yao reminded him, "You don't have your inner core and you're injured. Don't push yourself." He gently replied, "It's all right. Consider it a good deed." Hearing him say this, Yao Yao didn't dare to respond. There really was someone inside the ice. She recounted, after the ice melted, dozens of people were rescued. They didn't know what had happened because Zhang Nai, he hadn't shown himself the entire time. Back at the house, the sixth sister was stunned when her husband returned. He called out, "My wife, I'm home. The sixth sister joyfully ran to her husband, dropping the basket of vegetables she was carrying. The family of three embraced each other in happiness. The sixth sister softly called husband. Her son also called out father. Seeing this scene, Zhang Naihe and Yao Yao felt relieved. Because he had been underwater for a long time, his body was cold, and he coughed softly. Zhang Naihe's departure startled Yao Yao. She quickly chased after him. The sixth sister's husband tenderly said to her, I completed a big job this time. We can live a happy life from now on. He gently stroked her hair and continued speaking. All these years, you've been so deprived, he said. You don't even have a proper set of jewelry. Only this feather. The six gentlewomen replied, not at all deprived. This feather has shone brightly all these years and looks very beautiful. It's been here since our youngest sister was born. He held the child in his arms and asked curiously, I thought it was something your mother left you. She smiled and replied, no, it's not. Back then, I was still young. I saw this rare feather and took it to play with. Later, I put it away. She reminisced about the past. It's a pity that 18 years ago, during a heavy snowstorm, my parents took my little sister over the mountain and went missing. Only this feather remained. On this side, Yao Yao was still following Zhang Naihe. Suddenly, he stopped, a hint of sadness on his face. Yao Yao thought to herself, after six sisters' family reunion, Zhang Naihe left. He's been silent for a very, very long time. I've also been walking for a very, very long time. A moment later, Zhang Naihe stopped and looked back. Yao Yao thought, his mood must be very complicated, and I'm becoming more and more certain. He spoke, have you been following me all this time? Yao Yao softly replied, Zhang Naihe. She smiled and said, little bird will surely be happy. Zhang Naihe blushed at that moment. The girl's bright smile illuminated his heart. He smiled and replied, let's go, then spread his arms towards Yao Yao. Yao Yao exclaimed shyly, and suddenly broke into a radiant smile. Yao Yao quickly rushed forward and hugged Zhang Naihe, calling out, Zhang Naihe. The two gradually fell to the ground, their cries echoing through the mountains and forests. Yao Yao lay on top of him, her face joyful. My feet are so sore. I want to lie down for a bit. My stomach is also very empty. I want to eat something. Zhang Naihe blushed and asked, so, do you want to lie down or eat first? She squinted her eyes playfully and replied, either way is fine. Zhang Naihe softly agreed, all right, whatever you like. A while later, the two arrived at market. Yao Yao ate happily. I don't seem to be full yet. She ordered more, surprising Zhang Naihe. Shopkeeper, one more bowl. Some old men in the restaurant whispered amongst themselves. This time, Magistrate Xiao is in big trouble. I heard he's been imprisoned. What a pity, he was such a good official. All because the pearl on the spirit tower flew away without a trace. Hearing them, Zhang Naihe and Yao Yao were a little startled. He said, Magistrate Xiao has been charged. Yao Yao worriedly pondered, imagining Magistrate Zhao's miserable appearance in prison. Magistrate Xiao. Zhang Naihe's face was filled with sadness. This involves Magistrate Xiao, but the pearl is just a treasure for others to admire. However, the inner core is extremely important to me. Yao Yao's eyes widened, and she replied, So, wouldn't finding a luminous pearl work? Several days later, the couple arrived at a lush green mountain. This was the home of Guru Yao, a close relative of Yao Yao. Seeing Yao Yao's return, they were overjoyed, each one shouting, Yao Yao is back. Yao Yao is back. Old Guru Yao was equally delighted. Yao Yao is back. Suddenly, he frowned and yelled, what? All the gold is gone, and now you want to take the night-shining pearl I've hidden? Yao Yao quickly explained to him, but I brought Zhang Naihe back. He smiled and greeted, greetings, Elder Guru. Guru Yao looked displeased. He replied, no, absolutely not. Yao Yao interjected awkwardly, Elder, he's a 10,000-year-old spirit fox. Guru Yao exclaimed in astonishment, 10,000 years? Isn't he even older than me? Yao Yao added more praise. He doesn't even have a long beard, so it's not comparable. Handsome compared to the elder? When he heard Yao Yao say that, he was so surprised. What? He even eats gold? I can't afford to keep him. I can't afford to keep him. Yao Yao shyly replied, he eats other things too. Guru Yao said something that made Yao Yao blush. Besides, he's a fox demon. You're human. Can you two even have children? Yao Yao's cheeks flushed crimson. She stammered, Elder. Her heart pounded with the thrill of love. Is it possible? Guru Yao snapped. Why is this girl so silly? Let me go ask him. embarrassed. Yao Yao quickly stopped him. No, don't. It seemed Zhang Nai, he had overheard Guru Yao's question. He too was flustered and speechless. He pressed Yao Yao. What did the elders say to you? Yao Yao's cheeks were as red as peppers. She deliberately evaded him. Nothing. He turned to Guru Yao. Elder, with a night shining pearl, there will be a lantern festival. The people of Tucson will be at peace. It will also be a meritorious deed for the Guru clan. Yao Yao clasped her hands in support of Zhang Nai. That's right, that's right. Yes, if the night shining pearl shines once a year, we can have the lantern festival once a year. And there will be lots and lots of delicious food. Their eyes widened with pleading as Yao Yao softly called out, Elder. Guru Yao, helpless, conceded. All right. Since you're already here, let's eat first. I'm out of gold, but I have some food shipped from outside. You can try it. Young Guru, Yao hurriedly brought over a plate of chili peppers. Here you go. Super spicy ghost peppers. Yao Yao blurted out in surprise, huh? Zhang Naihe, can you eat spicy food? Seeing the plate of peppers, Zhang Naihe's face paled. He stared blankly for a long moment. Guru Yao said excitedly, Eat. Don't be shy. Eat it all up. Yao Yao asked curiously, how can anyone eat this? Zhang Nai, he gingerly picked up a pepper. He stared at it and sighed. My fingers feel the burn already. Yao Yao's eyes widened as she added, so powerful. As he brought the pepper to his mouth, Zhang Nai, he looked a little panicked. The pepper was so spicy that his fox ears turned red. He coughed slightly. Guru Yao chuckled. Yao Yao called out worriedly, Zhang Nai, he replied softly, He seemed unwilling to be impolite in front of Guru Yao. He forced himself to continue, I can still manage. If I swallow a whole, it might be better. Zhang Nai, he quickly popped the whole pepper into his mouth. His entire body flushed red. He choked out a sound. Yao Yao continued to call his name. Zhang Nai, he turned slightly. His face was as flushed as if he had just applied makeup. And no, I'm fine. Yao Yao's face was filled with astonishment. She thought to herself, my goodness, what a stunning beauty. Guru Yao grumbled threateningly. Humph. You must finish it all. Zhang Nai, he trembled, looking a little frightened. Yao Yao retorted loudly, don't bully him. As soon as she finished speaking, she grabbed the plate of peppers. Then Yao Yao poured them into her mouth. Guru Yao exclaimed in shock, Yao Yao. Yao Yao chewed and exclaimed, Fu. She cried out in alarm. It's so spicy. Zhang Nai, he called out to her in concern. Guru Yao quickly ordered his children, hurry, bring out my treasure. The little Yao children brought 2 bottles of Dr. Tan. Here it is. For internal heat, there's Dr. Tan. As soon as he finished speaking, one of the children handed a can to Yao Yao. With the first sip, Yao Yao praised, refreshing. So good. Zhang Nai, he also drank a can. The miraculous drink soothed the burning sensation. They both sighed in relief. Yao Yao smiled brightly and said, as expected, Elder loves me the most. Guru Yao furrowed his brow and grumbled as night began to fall. Elder Guru approached Zhang Naihe. He coughed softly. He turned back to answer the Elder Guru. He blushed as he reminded everyone that Yao Yao is our precious treasure. As he spoke, he reminisced about Yao Yao as a child. Although she was just a child we happened to pick up, we raised her with all our heart and soul. She also brought us so much joy. Hearing these words, Zhang Naihe's face softened a little. He replied softly, I understand. I also didn't expect such an encounter. To him, Yao Yao, the precious jewel, always had a radiant smile in his eyes. Zhang Nai, he continued, I originally thought she was just a dewdrop remaining after the late night. Unexpectedly, upon closer inspection, she is a shining jewel. A small spark unexpectedly illuminates the whole world. He gently softened his gaze. Unable to control himself, wanting to cherish her, the grumpy Elder Guru retorted, Humph, if it weren't for wanting that girl to be happy, you wouldn't get away with just sweet talk. When she heard that the Elder Guru agreed to hand over the night luminous pearl, Yao Yao was overjoyed. The elder agreed to give us the night luminous pearl. Her narration appeared. On the night of the full moon next month, the Spirit Tower in Tucson City lit up once again. The brightly lit Spirit Tower embraced the entire city. Zhang Naihe and Yao Yao watched from afar, filled with delight. She added, everyone looked at that light and prayed for blessings. Magistrate Xiao was also released. Suddenly, several days had passed. Zhang Naihe and Yao Yao had to leave. She told the Guru's family. Zhang Naihe has to return to the hot springs to heal. I will follow him to cultivate. The elder guru sobbed. He was sad but still reminded her, girl, you must visit the elder often. Yao Yao tearfully replied, elder. He glared, adding another reminder that made Yao Yao blushed. Don't forget, have children. Have children. She flusteredly told the elder. Elder. Yao Yao shyly thought, I'm not a fool. I'm a very cunning woman. Seeing her cheeks flush, Zhang Nai worriedly asked, what's wrong? Why is your face so red? Back at the hot springs, Zhang Nai was soaking in the water, healing. He turned and gently spoke to her. The hot water here can heal the body. It's a good place to rest and cultivate. He narrowed his eyes and added, if you want to cultivate, you must first purify your body and eliminate distracting thoughts. Yao Yao, soaking beside him in her heart, she replied, oh. Her cheeks flushed as she thought, eliminate all distracting thoughts. So what do I do if my head is full of distracting thoughts? Her eyes widened as she pondered. Although Zhang Nai, he no longer mentions the little bird, I still care about it somewhat. Yao Yao's face was a little sad, and no matter what, the little bird is just a small bird, and I'm a living, breathing person. She softly called his name, making him slightly dazed. Zhang Nai, he saw her sink beneath the water. He curiously called Yao Yao. Yao Yao deliberately let her body float on the surface of the water. Seeing her adorable appearance, Zhang Nai, he gently helped her up. The two moved closer to each other. He asked, why did you suddenly sink into the water? Yao Yao didn't bother to answer, but moved forward to embrace him. Zhang Nai, he gradually blushed as their bodies drew closer. Zhang Nai, he shyly said to Yao Yao, the water here isn't deep. There's no danger. Yao Yao softly replied, how can there be no danger? She leaned her forehead against his and asked, am I not dangerous enough? Zhang Nai, he softly said, you're still a young lady. Without a moment's hesitation, Yao Yao gently touched his cheek. I'm already a grown woman. Zhang Nai's cheeks were very red. Yao Yao gathered her courage and kissed him on the lips. Zhang Nai, he was so surprised he couldn't blink. He was embarrassed by her forwardness. Suddenly, Zhang Nai, he placed a gentle kiss on her lips. You're my little girl. He reminded her, I'm here to help you recover, so don't cause any trouble. Then, the two continued to exchange sweet kisses. Yao Yao softly replied, MMM. A moment later, Yao Yao's face was filled with happiness. She kept smiling. No matter what, I finally got a kiss. From now on, this hot spring will be our own private world. The two held hands, laughing and talking happily. She excitedly told Zhang Nai, I want a kiss. Hearing these words from such an innocent young woman, Zhang Nai, he was a little startled. He tried to change the subject. How is your progress with the qi cultivation method I taught you? Mentioning her studies made Yao Yao shrink back. She hurriedly left to find some fruit. I want to eat some fruit. I'll go pick some, she thought. I almost forgot about cultivating. Yao Yao climbed high into a tree to pick a ripe peach, stretching out her hand to reach it. When Yao Yao finally touched the peach, she happily exclaimed, I got it. Suddenly, she lost her footing. Her body began to fall. Yao Yao fell from the high branch to the ground. She felt a pang of pain. Ow. Ow. Suddenly, a voice rang out. What was that sound? Who's there? Yao Yao asked bewilderedly. There's someone else here, she thought. A beautiful woman appeared. Hey, Yao Yao called out defiantly. Who dares intrude upon my hot spring? Hey, the woman's loud voice startled Yao Yao. This doesn't feel right, Yao Yao worriedly thought. The woman smirked, speaking venomous words. Where did this brat crawl out from, disturbing my hot spring? Yao Yao retorted loudly. Who are you calling a brat? This hot spring is yours, is it? The woman scoffed. You ignorant brat. She laughed loudly, her tail extending. I'm the goddess of this hot spring. Yao Yao said excitedly, I see your tail. A goddess who can't even hide her tail? You look just like a monkey. Yao Yao's words hit a nerve. The woman's face darkened. She pointed at Yao Yao and yelled, so what about my tail? You're just a human. I've been here for 200 years. Just then, Zhang Nai appeared. He asked curiously, what's all the commotion? Yao Yao turned and called to him. Zhang Nai. Seeing him, the woman blushed. This is... Suddenly, she knelt down and kowtowed repeatedly. Yao Yao was taken aback. The woman put on a demure expression. I am a servant girl, honored to meet the great immortal. Zhang Nai, he replied coldly. I am here to cultivate. Yao Yao, and I will be staying here for a while. The woman feigned delight. Wonderful. To serve the great immortal and Miss Yao Yao is this servant's greatest honor. Seeing the servant's abrupt change in attitude, Yao Yao was stunned. What's going on? She was so aggressive just a moment ago. A few days later, Yao Yao was strolling around the lake when the servant appeared. Yao Yao felt a little disappointed. It's so hard to have some time alone together, and now we're being disturbed like this. Yao Yao gently offered a peach to Zhang Naihe. She softly asked, Zhang Naihe, would you like some fruit? It seemed Yao Yao was a step too late. The servant girl had already brought a platter of fresh fruit to him. She said sweetly, Great Immortal, these are all fruits I picked. Please enjoy. Annoyed, Yao Yao ate the peach she had intended for Zhang Naihe, quickly swallowing it down. Then, Yao Yao approached the servant girl and took a bunch of cherries from the fruit platter. Yao Yao ate them happily, not forgetting to taunt the servant. Perfect, I wanted to eat these. Thanks. The servant gritted her teeth in anger. Yao Yao suddenly remembered something. Oh, it's time to cultivate, isn't it? She quickly locked arms with Zhang Naihe. Yao Yao smiled at him, provoking the servant girl. Oh, it's time to cultivate, isn't it? Let's begin. Zhang Naihe softly replied. The two left, abandoning the servant girl. Yao Yao said loudly with amusement, Let's go, let's go. The servant girl, unable to do anything, could only make a sullen face. A moment later, Yao Yao and Zhang Naihe soaked in a hot spring. Yao Yao looked around, wondering, I wonder if that servant girl is around here. Zhang Naihe softly called, Yao Yao, you were the one who wanted to cultivate. Why are you distracted? Yao Yao replied with a guilty conscience. Oh. Pouting her lips sadly, she said, It's so rare to have some time alone together, and we're being disturbed. He said gently, If you don't like it, we can leave this place. We can go wherever you want. Hearing these sweet words, Yao Yao couldn't hide her delight and blushed. She rushed to hug him. Zhang Naihe, you're so kind. She looked at him and asked, But the hot spring, this place is good for your injuries, right? Zhang Naihe replied, Yes, I need to focus on regulating my qi for a few days to recover. Yao Yao smiled. Okay, I'll be very good. A while later, Zhang Naihe was recuperating alone, while Yao Yao was diligently picking vegetables. The servant girl appeared behind Yao Yao. She sneered contemptuously, Daha, you little vixen, you actually managed to seduce such a great immortal. Yao Yao narrowed her eyes. The servant girl raised her voice and added, The likes of a wild girl like you. What does the great immortal see in you? Yao Yao smiled brightly and replied, Of course, it's because I'm beautiful, adorable, and clever. Ugh, I'm getting goosebumps, your skin is so thick. Yao Yao casually added, Just average, just average. The servant girl deliberately tried to upset Yao Yao. Humph, what arrogance. In the end, you're just an ordinary person. In a few years, you'll turn into a decrepit old woman. Hearing these venomous words, Yao Yao felt a little sad. She retorted sharply, No way. I know how to cultivate. She furrowed her brow. Cultivate? You think cultivation is that easy? Are you naturally gifted in cultivation? Yao Yao was startled, thinking about natural gifts. The servant girl continued, With your appearance, you probably only have average aptitude. Not everyone can succeed in cultivation. Yao Yao's heart was in turmoil. Natural gifts. Zhang Naihe taught me some cultivation methods, but they're quite difficult for me. Her face was tinged with sadness. I never thought about failing at cultivation. The servant girl laughed loudly. Oh, ha, ha. Stupid little wild girl. She waved her hands and feet excitedly beside Yao Yao. Soon enough, you'll transform from a little wild girl into an old hag. Ha, ha, ha. Yao Yao lowered her head and said nothing. Angrily, she focused the power from the thunder pearl and then knocked the servant girl down. The servant girl cried out in pain from the blow. Yao Yao retorted, How do you know I don't have talent? I haven't even awakened yet. I'm very powerful. The servant girl, beaten miserably, cried out angrily, You dare hit me? Feeling overwhelmed, Yao Yao quickly ran toward Zhang Naihe. I have to practice diligently too, but I still haven't grasped the key. Her face was filled with worry. Is it really because I don't have the talent? No, I won't be discouraged so easily. By this time, Yao Yao had stopped. Seeing the unfamiliar surroundings, she wondered to herself, Where's this? I seem to have run a bit too far. She glanced up at the sky. There's a protective barrier around the hot spring. Am I outside the barrier now? At this moment, a demonic figure slowly appeared. He smiled coldly. He approached, startling Yao Yao. The evil spirit said with amusement, I've been looking for you. The little girl, Yao Yao looked a bit frightened. Are you at the hot spring? The servant girl asked, a little worried. Where did that wild girl run off to? She hasn't gotten lost, has she? Zhang Naihe was still soaking in the hot spring, healing his injuries. Seeing the servant girl appear, his expression was indifferent. Are you asking about Yao Yao? She stammered it out. She forced a smile, pretending she hadn't done anything to Yao Yao. Miss Yao Yao is picking fruit over there. Zhang Nai, he thought to himself, my energy circulation is only halfway done. It's not convenient to stop now. I'll go see what Yao Yao is up to later. The servant girl muttered to herself. It would be great if that wild girl really did get lost. She smirked, plotting something malicious. Should I take advantage of this opportunity to do something? Meanwhile, Yao Yao had been taken to a strange place. She had been knocked unconscious. Yao Yao softly groaned. Where did I ask this? Yao Yao slowly opened her eyes and tried to sit up. She was in a desolate place, surrounded by a red light. She wondered in bewilderment, where am I? Behind her, three eyes peeked out, watching her. Yao Yao felt a strange sensation behind her and was a little scared. Suddenly, a giant frog appeared, opening its mouth to swallow her whole. Yao Yao quickly used her thunder pearl to fight back. The frog, struck and unable to resist, cried out. Yao Yao looked around anxiously. Everything here is so strange. Does a place like this really exist in the human world? A large green frog saw the smaller frog hopping by. Just as it was about to eat the smaller frog, Yao Yao yelled, hey. She raised her hand, using the thunder pearl to stop it. Yao Yao put her hands on her hips and scolded. How can you eat it all? You're the same kind. You may not look very intelligent, but cannibalism makes me uncomfortable. Suddenly, a voice startled Yao Yao to, "Do you believe in gods?" Yao Yao turned around and saw the evil spirit. He said loudly, shouldn't a normal girl be crying in fear? You still have the heart to worry about others. Yao Yao was a little panicked. It's you. She stretched out her hand, using the thunder pearl to attack him. The evil spirit quickly used magic to counterattack. Just using that one trick won't work. Yao Yao, weakened, collapsed to the ground. She stood up and asked, let me go. What do you want with me? He replied softly, oh, I'm just curious. Why does that cold fox always keep you by his side? He stepped closer and sighed. It seems you're quite interesting. Yao Yao snapped, get away from me. Zhang Naihe will come and save me. The evil spirit sneered, that what's so good about following that fox? Why not join me and become a demon? Yao Yao's face showed surprise. Become a demon? She quickly refused, that I won't be tricked. Becoming a demon doesn't sound like anything good. He moved closer to her, why not? You could possess the magic of the demon race. You could live forever. Hearing about immortality, Yao Yao hesitated slightly. The evil spirit added, this is something many people desire but can't have. What do you think? Meanwhile, the servant girl held a poisonous mushroom in her hand. Hee, she said with delight. This is a rare mommy mushroom. It can disturb the mind and create hallucinations. She quickly dipped it into the water where Zhang Nai, he was healing. That immortal is using the spring water to heal his body. This is truly a rare opportunity. At this moment, Zhang Nai, he was still recuperating. The poison was spreading around him. He gradually began to hear a voice calling, Fox, Fox. The voice echoed around him, Fox. The servant girl's hand gently touched the fox demon. Zhang Nai, he startled awake. This voice, the servant girl, transformed into Yao Yao, softly approached the fox demon. Zhang Nai, startled, asked whose voice it was. At the same time, the evil spirit led Yao Yao to some place. Before her eyes was a cave. Shuddering, Yao Yao asked blankly, where is this? A hint of fear welled up inside her. The water here carried a strange, cold air. Standing before the cold stream, she said, it feels so gloomy. Why did you bring me here? The evil spirit softly explained, this is the extremely cold, demonic pond. As long as you jump in, you could become a demon. Yao Yao's face showed a hint of worry. She thought to herself, becoming a demon, I could possess demonic power and even immortality. She widened her eyes and replied loudly, I won't listen to you, demon. You're all bad. The evil spirit curled his lip and replied, have I done anything bad to you yet? She glared at your Zhang Naihe's enemy. He seemed impressed. You trust that fox demon that much? Yao Yao quickly replied, oh, of course. He said with amusement, are you sure? You trust him that much? Does he even hold you in his heart? Yao Yao hesitated. He does, of course. The evil spirit furrowed his brow. Yes, that's so. As soon as he finished speaking, he created a large circle. He added, causing Yao Yao to be somewhat dazed, why don't we take a look at what that fox demon is doing? Inside the circle, the servant girl had bewitched Zhang Naihe. The evil spirit said with amusement, "Ah, what a coincidence. He doesn't even know you've disappeared yet." Yao Yao's face showed displeasure. She turned her head, refusing to watch anymore. "That I won't believe you. It must be you and her colluding to do something evil. I trust Zhang Naihe." The evil spirit looked at her and replied, "This isn't some illusion I created. While demons do evil, they also only reveal the inherent darkness of the world." Hearing him say this, Yao Yao suddenly opened her eyes. She saw the servant girl's hand reach out to embrace Zhang Naihe, while he softly called the name Xiao Dai. Yao Yao was stunned. It turned out her feelings were only one-sided. Xiao Dai. The person he had been thinking about from beginning to end was only Xiao Dai. Seeing Yao Yao standing in a daze, the evil spirit chuckled softly. "Your heart is wavering." He quickly used his demonic power. What a perfect opportunity. Yao Yao was startled. She had been pushed into the abyss by the evil spirit. Yao Yao fearfully reached out, but it was too late. She had fallen into the deep pool below the cliff. The evil spirit was delighted. He laughed loudly. "Ha! I'm really looking forward to your demonized form." On this side, Zhang Naihe was somewhat dazed by the voice Fox. The fox demon said in a daze, Xiao Dai's voice. Suddenly, Zhang Naihe realized, "No, you're not Xiao Dai. Who are you?" The image of Yao Yao, impersonated by the servant girl, appeared. She softly said, "Who do you want me to be?" "I am that person." Zhang Naihe blushed. He softly called, "Yao Yao." The servant girl gently touched his shoulder. "It's me. I'm the one you want." Zhang Naihe's expression suddenly changed. He quickly replied, "No, you're no one. Yao Yao is Yao Yao. She doesn't like being mistaken for someone else." As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Naihe swung his sword. He slashed hard at her tail. The servant girl cried out in pain on the cold ground. Zhang Naihe shouted, "How dare you use poison to harm me? I'll cut off your tail to teach you a lesson." Suddenly, Zhang Naihe's face became worried. He thought to himself, "This isn't right, Yao Yao." Panicked, he searched around. "Yao Yao, where did you go?" He called out desperately for Yao Yao near the perilous cliff. Yao Yao slowly reappeared, her appearance transformed. Her hair gradually turned platinum blonde. Now, Yao Yao looked like a malevolent ghost. The evil spirit, seeing her, said with delight, "Oh, so the demonification is complete." He approached Yao Yao and asked, "How does it feel to be a demon?" The young Yao Yao remained silent, offering no reply. She lightly swung her hand, striking back at him. Yao Yao glared. The evil spirit was somewhat impressed. "Oh, quite a temper." He stared intently at Yao Yao and said, "But your power is not ordinary, little girl. Astonishing potential." Meanwhile, under the clear blue sky, Zhang Naihe frantically searched for Yao Yao. As he walked, he called out her name, Yao Yao. His face was etched with anxiety. Noticing a red mark under a tree, Zhang Naihe thought to himself, "There's a trace of demonic presence here. Could it be that she overexerted herself after just recovering?" He felt a wave of fatigue. He coughed softly. Zhang Naihe was worried. He kept thinking of her and calling her name, Yao Yao. At the same time, in the dwelling of the demon tribe, several frogs, struck by Yao Yao's hand, cried loudly, "Wah, wah, wah." Yao Yao stepped lightly into the palace. The evil spirit seemed apprehensive. He said, "This little girl's temper is not just ordinary hot-headedness. She's about to raise the roof of my palace." He gently offered Yao Yao an apple, trying to appease her anger. "Little girl, you like sweets, don't you? Try some of the demon realm's fruit." Yao Yao was no longer her former self. Her face was cold, devoid of any smiles. She coldly waved her hand, knocking the sweet fruit from the evil spirit's hand. Then, Yao Yao turned away. The evil spirit was stunned into silence. He smirked faintly. "I am the youngest king of the demon tribe. You'd best not provoke me." He muttered behind her, "Be obedient. You can have anything you want." Yao Yao's voice rose. "I want Zhang Naihe. I want to go home." Hearing this, the evil spirit coldly replied, "It seems the demonification is incomplete. Those superfluous feelings are useless." He then used his magic. "Let me help you one more time. Sever those ties with your own hands." Yao Yao turned slightly. At this moment, the evil spirit struck her again. A moment later, Yao Yao rode on the clouds amidst the hills. Her face was lifeless. Snow is falling. What does this world have to do with me? She used her power to unleash a blizzard upon the mortal world. She thought to herself, let the snow bury everything. Inside a small cave, Guru Yao spoke to the elder guru. Elder, it's snowing. The elder guru was astonished. That's not right. Why is it snowing at this time? At the same time, at the residence of the 6 young women, snow also filled the courtyard. A child, seeing the snow, excitedly said to her mother, wow, Mom, look, it's snowing. Similarly, at Xiao Dai Ren's place, Shunjin quickly reported, Xiao Dai Run, it's suddenly snowing heavily. He asked in surprise, snow? The evil spirit, seeing the snowfall, chuckled to himself. The snow grew thicker. He smirked with delight. Thicker. Let me see your true power. Suddenly, a voice rang out, causing him to turn. Ziyan, a flash of light appeared. Zhang Nai He, wielding a sharp sword, charged forward, his face filled with righteous indignation. Where's Yao Yao? The evil spirit coldly replied, you're too late. She's become a demon. Zhang Nai's voice boomed. No matter what, I want to take her back. Hearing him say that, the evil spirit smirked. He said that this wasn't his decision to make. He glanced at the thick snow falling amidst the summer sky. See this heavy snow? That's her power. He watched the image of Yao Yao using the snow to bury the entire mountain. The evil spirit said to Zhang Nai, wait until she buries this whole mountain. She'll be steeped in sin. He added with relish, then there will be no turning back. Zhang Nai looked worried. He calmly replied, I won't let you achieve your goal. As soon as he finished speaking, the two rushed forward to fight. At the same time, Yao Yao no longer recognized herself. She thought snow, heavy snow, burying the entire mountain. Now, the snow fills everything. The Guru Yao panicked. Ice is falling. Everyone run. Get behind Lord Xiao. The city guards anxiously called out, Lord. He gave the order. Unusual weather. Organized patrols to prevent damage. The city guards quickly responded, yes, sir. Yao Yao's face was ice-cold. Is everything going to be destroyed like this? Yao Yao suddenly burst into tears. Perhaps even after becoming a demon, compassion still filled her heart. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she thought, do I want this? At the same time, Zhang Nai, he was seriously injured. He groaned softly. The evil spirit said triumphantly, Fox. He looked at Zhang Nai, he's weakened state, and raised his voice that you've lost your inner core and are covered in wounds. What can you use to fight me? Is that little girl so important to you? Zhang Nai, he said softly, the hardest thing to find in this world is love. I truly want to protect her. The evil spirit scoffed, you're so foolish. If not for your 1,000 years of cultivation, you wouldn't be in this state. The evil spirit quickly attacked Zhang Nai. He cried out in pain as the demon's power wrapped around his neck. The evil spirit sneered, protector, you should protect yourself first. Zhang Nai, he lost his strength and couldn't fight back. He seemed to faint. Suddenly, a strong wind blew. Light gradually appeared. The evil spirit was taken aback. The snow stopped. He said in surprise, wasn't that girl forced into complete demonification? If she can't control her own power, she'll die. Zhang Nai, he was in a daze. Seizing the opportunity, he quickly grabbed his sword. Then he attacked the evil spirit. The two continued their fierce battle. The sky returned to its previous clear blue. The Guru, Yao, happily chatted amongst themselves. Wow, the sun's out. That's great. The snow stopped falling. That snowstorm was terrifying, like the sky was about to fall. The snow slowly melted. Zhang Nai coughed lightly. He anxiously searched around. Yao Yao's breath has disappeared. He remembered the evil spirit's words. If she tries to force the demonification to stop, she'll die. Zhang Nai, he was certain, this absolutely cannot happen. He quickly went to look for her, calling out Yao as he went. He thought to himself, I must find her. Among the ice floes, Yao lay cold and alone. She moaned sadly, so cold. Her body grew weaker and weaker. Power surged uncontrollably within her. She couldn't think. She slowly opened her eyes, then closed them again that I'll turn into a snowflake, won't I? Slowly disappearing from this world. Just then, Zhang Nai's voice rang out, Yao. He rushed towards her in a panic and gently reached out to touch her. Zhang Nai's face was filled with worry. Not good. She's freezing. He gently touched her lips. Then their lips met. Yao and Zhang Nai, he shared a sweet kiss. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Yao's heart fluttered with warmth. His hands, both gentle and strong, held her tightly. She slowly opened her eyes. Zhang Nai, he lay beside Yao. His face flushed as he looked at her, seeing Yao Yao awake. He spoke softly to "You're awake." Seeing him before her, Yao Yao was stunned. Her eyes widened as she called out, "Zhang Nai He." He hugged her tightly and replied, "It's so good that you're awake." Yao Yao thought to herself, "Relieved I'm all right." She happily embraced him, repeatedly calling his name. Zhang Nai He softly replied, The air was filled with the fragrance of blooming flowers. Yao Yao praised the scenery. "Wow, this valley is so beautiful." They stood side by side, not wanting apart. She asked him, "Can we stay here?" Zhang Nai, he quickly replied, "Yes." He glanced at her and asked, "Is there anything else you want?" Yao Yao smiled and replied, "I want lots and lots of candy. I want to eat all the delicious food in the world." He held her close and replied, "All right." Yao Yao, happy, smiled brightly. She closed her eyes. The warm sunlight made her sleepy. Yao Yao's hair still had a hint of platinum. Seeing this, Zhang Nai's face became melancholic. He softly called her name. He gently kissed her sweet lips. Several days later, at the bustling mountain cave, a small mushroom grew beside a large rock. Zhang Nai, he stared intently at it. Then he carefully climbed up. Suddenly, a surge of power rushed towards him. He cried out, "Ah!" He had to return to his original position. Zhang Nai's face was startled. A great deity appeared. Zhang Nai, he said, "Great deity." The deity's face was etched with displeasure. He said, "Fox, why are you stealing the immortal herb? Do you know this is a grave offense?" Zhang Nai's face was filled with fear as he replied, "I have to save someone." The image of Yao Yao's frail form appeared in his mind. Zhang Nai, he recounted the situation to the deity. Her soul is being consumed by demonic energy. If she isn't saved, she will fall into darkness. She will suffer the pain of extreme cold for the rest of her life. The deity said, "The immortal herb is a spiritual pearl. It absorbs the nutrients of all things in the immortal realm. It cannot be picked just to save one person." Zhang Nai, he said sadly, "As long as I can save her, I am willing to bear all the consequences." The deity exclaimed in surprise, "You agree to destroy all your cultivation for her? Even sever all your spiritual veins? Fall into the endless abyss?" Zhang Nai's face was serious. He resolutely replied, "Yes." Zhang Nai asked curiously, The deity continued, "Young man, you're acting too hastily, demanding life and death." Zhang Nai, he still didn't understand. The deity explained, "Your current power is insufficient. You can save her a little bit each day." He added thoughtfully, "Saving her over 800 to 1,000 years is still considered saving half of her. Moreover, she is actually—" He suddenly stopped. "Never mind. I almost let it slip. In any case, do you understand?" Zhang Nai, he bowed and replied, "Thank you, great deity." The deity watched him leave and sighed, The matters of little birds should be left for them to discover themselves. I, an old man, can't worry about the children's affairs so much." Meanwhile, Yao Yao had a dream. In the dream, she was a little bird flying around a large fox. "Fox, fox, I like you the most." Yao Yao thought to herself, "I feel like I've had a dream. A dream about something from a long, long time ago." Suddenly waking up, she sat up slightly and called out, "Zhang Nai He." Zhang Nai He appeared from behind her and said, "You're awake." Zhang Nai He smiled gently. Seeing him, she immediately became cheerful. "Zhang Nai He," she asked excitedly, "where did you go?" He handed her a bag of candy. "That I want to buy candy for you." Yao Yao exclaimed in surprise, "Wow." She slowly said, "Zhang Nai He, I feel like I had a dream. There was something very important in the dream. My chest still feels tight." He asked inquisitively, "Oh, what was it?" She pretended not to remember. "I can't recall." He said gently, "If it's important, you'll remember eventually." She reached out, took the bag of candy, and put aside her thoughts. "Candy first." Zhang Nai smiled. Yao Yao nibbled on a piece of candy and asked, "Do you want some?" Zhang Nai gently kissed her lips and replied, "Yes." After that, the two lived happily ever after. This story has come to an end. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like and a share so I'll be motivated to make more videos. Remember to subscribe to watch the next episodes. Have an energetic day.